You like, subscribe, follow, giddy up.
That's my baby. That's my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they scored. They did it.
Left.
What the hell was that? Oh, yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
What's up, everybody? This is Fan Friday, only on A2D Radio. Every Friday show is brought to you by Body Check Wellness, and you can use promo code A2D for 20% off at checkout. That's bodycheckwellness.com, promo code A2D for 20% off. Tom Arnone, Ryan Brotto, Jake Friel, Pete Young, the family out there joining us. Like we talked about, it is Fan Friday. We open up the call lines. We'll probably open up around 10:30 for everybody. Give everybody a couple minutes to come in, get it off your chest. Obviously, we're going to be talking heavy Sixers tonight. We didn't put anything Eagles on the criteria for our little rodeo here, okay? But we know when Fan Friday really opens up, the people are going to want to get things off their chest. That's what A2D is built for. So come on and join us. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Follow us everywhere we're at because we are everywhere. And we got a fun show in store for you tonight. And our poll question, we'll get right into the Sixers, right? Because live reaction, Sixers up 4. Joel Embiid's pretty good basketball player. Our poll question brought to you by, he's going to make it, guys. He's going to make it. Our poll question brought to you by our doc, make him yours. Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, Burlington, Cherry Hill locations. Find him on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. The Philadelphia Sixers are still the team to beat in the Eastern Conference. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. That's where we're live. Everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there as well. Like, subscribe, download, join the conversation. Sixers is on the table right now, fam, but let's talk some positive. All right, they're up 6 right now, so let's talk a little positivity, and we'll stay away from Eagles until the fans start calling in, and we'll get into all that again. But honestly, and I said it to the guys today, it is time to move on from the Carson Wentz conversation. Like, today is like that last day of it, and it's time to literally move on because we'll look like ex-girlfriends if we continue to talk about it ad nauseum. You know what I mean? So you get it off your chest. We have a couple shows about it. Everybody gets to talk about it. And then, hey, you know what? It's over. What are we going to do about it? We got to move on and look to the future and see how we can get back to being a competitive football team. So to the poll, the Sixers are still the team to beat in the Eastern Conference. Agree or disagree? Listen, I know the Nets are playing good basketball. I get it. And the Eastern Conference has good basketball teams. You know, the Bucks. I still believe the Heat are going to be somewhere in this conversation. The Celtics. So the Eastern Conference is extremely good, but this is the best basketball team in the East, and it's not even close. I don't want to hear it. I mean, you're doing it without another star tonight, and Joel Embiid carrying the load again. You got the best basketball player in the National Basketball Association, and anytime you have that, and you're in first place in the East, you are still the team to beat. Okay, they're the team to beat. All right, it's not the Heat. The Heat haven't played up to expectations so far this year. Okay, it's not the Nets. You got a lot of new parts. So to me, we are the team to beat. If we're the 1 seed throughout this whole year, we're the team to beat, no matter what our past discretions have been, right? No matter what it's been. So to me, the way this basketball team's playing and being able to do it night in, night out with either missing Ben, missing Joe, right? Missing some different pieces and still being able to, air quote, tread water and be first in the East, that makes them the team to beat because when they're all here and playing, I mean, I think we're the perfect team. We're the perfect team because we can do so many different things. So I'm excited about this basketball team, and I'm not gonna hide it. I'm really not. I'm not sold on the Nets. I don't think they can play enough defense. You know, I do respect the hell out of their offensive abilities for sure, but defensively, to say they're the team to beat, that's a joke. The Bucks have underperformed. Let's be real, okay? Playing a little bit better, but they've underperformed. and a lot of teams in the East have. The Heat have with no Jimmy. We're the only team that's overperformed per se, because we weren't when we did these things before the season started. I had them like 2, right? And I think they could beat a 1. But most people had them 3 or 4. Let's be real, and that's fine. That's not a shot at anybody. That's just where people had them. The Eastern Conference is a good conference. They're playing exactly how I thought they were going to be playing. I just thought some other teams would be playing better, and they're not. So credit to us. Listen, we still got a long game here. We got the whole fourth quarter to go, but this is another big one, boys, because you want to be able to get another one without Ben too, and another one at home, and to win 2 in a row. If you sputtered and lost 3 in a row, that's big. This is big. This is what a superstar does for you. This is what a goddamn superstar does. He carries you. Let's go. So the poll, that's where I stand. I completely agree. I'm just not scared of anybody else. What do you guys say, family out there? What do you say? Chime in. We'll read it all off tonight, baby. And look at the crumb already. Look at the Lakers crumb. Lakers crumb brulee. How are you, baby? He knows it.
He's not wrong.
Jonathan, yes, this bench is pathetic. We'll talk about it, but they're better with Shake. I mean, you're going to win. You could win 2 games right now without Ben and Shake. Your two point guards. Pretty good basketball team. I don't give a fuck who you play. I do not care. I don't care. I don't care who you play. You got to be able to win without your stars, and your best bench player is not here. Hasn't played the last 2 games. And as bad as this bench is, you need him. He looks like he's Lou Will. That's how bad this bench is. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Tough bench. Tough bench, but we're not done there. We are not done there, and I know everybody here believes that. So Sixers up 6. We're going to obviously live react to the rest of this game, go over this poll question, and talk about anything Sixers you guys want until we open up the phone lines per se, and you guys jump in with us. So what do you boys say? Whoever wants to go next to the poll, go ahead. Giddy up.
Go ahead, Jake.
Yeah, right now it's tough to even deny that the Sixers are the best team in the East. I mean, they're number 1 in the conference, and obviously it was a little we were all a little concerned yesterday against the Rockets. They were up 20 and kind of almost blew that lead yesterday, but thankfully they didn't. But again, their bench is a little concerning, but Daryl will handle that because Daryl's not going to make him, or excuse me, Daryl will make a move before the trade deadline, so that's almost expected. But right now Joel's playing well. Ben's out with a quote unquote illness, whatever that may be. We'll never know.
They say it's the flu.
Yeah, that we'll see. I don't know, but yeah, maybe. You never know. Maybe.
Would be like magic.
Thanks, Donovan. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Donovan.
Brother.
Yeah, but Joel Embiid's playing at a high level, and right now I think he has, 40 right now?
Mine as well. If he's not there yet, he'll be there in a second.
Yeah, I should get 37, but he might have 40.
Okay.
A few times.
Seems like a quiet 37, though. Or is that just me?
14 of 20, 1 of 2 from 3 for 37 points, 11 rebounds.
Like at this point, it's just become routine.
It's automatic.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
At one point, he had 29 points. The team had 24.
Yeah.
pretty
I think Zumov said earlier in the broadcast, he had 30 and no other Sixer was in double digits.
Okay.
Something crazy like that.
Ooh, airball.
At one point, then Danny hit a 3 and got into double digits. And now Tobias, obviously. Tobias has 17 now. So
you can blink and he'll have 32.
It's crazy. Makes it look so easy.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jake, you said you agree to the poll?
Yes.
Yeah, to me, listen, you guys know I'm more fond of the Nets than others. I had the Nets finishing above the Sixers before the season. I especially had the Nets finishing above the Sixers, after the Harden trade. But to me right now, there's no arguing, in my opinion. And this whole poll question was stemmed from, Draymond Green's talking the other day. He says, the Nets are the team to beat in the Eastern Conference. Okay. last night on the NBA on TNT show, Shaq and Barkley and Ernie and Kenny, they were talking about, are the Nets the team to beat in the in not only in the Eastern Conference but in the NBA because they beat the Lakers, even though, and I'm not making excuses for the Lakers because I can't stand the Lakers. They were without Anthony Davis. Also, I understand this were without Kevin Durant, but it's kind of the point. It's like, hey, if they were all going up, full team against full team, I would understand it. Mm-hmm. And then you hear Stephen A. Smith saying today that they should outright be the favorites to win the championship this year. I understand the Nets are, listen, they have the big three. They're like the new flavor of the week, new flavor of the month since the trade. I understand it. I have a lot of respect for their offense. I get it. They're going to get some more depth buyout-wise. But when you look at the Sixers team as a whole, what's your biggest concern? It's the bench, right? It's no question. It's the bench. Well, we know this general manager, he's going to fix the bench when he needs to. Now, he's going to make a trade. He's going to go out and get buyout options. You know, the only thing that we're not sure of if he's going to go out and do the splashy move. But we know he's not just going to sit on his hands like freaking Matt Klentak of the Phillies all those years, and Andy McPhail, or Howie Roseman in the past when we needed wide receivers, and say, I'm good. This guy's going to make moves. This guy is known for making moves. And this guy purposefully didn't use all of the quote-unquote bullets, like he said before the season, in order to use some of those assets via trade and buyout and contract options for this time of the season before the trading deadline. So to me, the biggest question mark is his bench, but it's nowhere close, and I say that, and the Bulls just took the lead. That's fine. Thank you, Archie Diacono. I truly believe this is the team to beat in the Eastern Conference, and we're playing right now without Ben Simmons. And we're also coming off of the last time we saw Ben Simmons, it was the most aggressive Ben Simmons we've ever seen, and I think we're going to just see a little bit more of that. Not 44 points, but shooting a little bit more than 6 or 7 times like we talked about before.
Yeah, I'm not as worried about the 10-point lead, guys being blown. It's the NBA. Just win the game. Figure out a way to win it. And, yeah, without Ben and without Shake, and it's not excuses, this is a game they should win. So, you know, this is where, you know, they were talking about on the broadcast, and it's factual. You're watching this game, you need some other guys to step up. All right, you really, truly do. I mean, there's guys that are just not existent. Like I love Maxey. If Maxey ain't hitting the runner, he ain't hitting nothing. Nope. You know what I mean? So I need him hitting his runner. Like that's his go-to shot. Now you ain't hitting the runner, you know, then it's almost like you can't be on the court, right? You can't. I mean, he's 3 for 11. It's you know, I like his aggressiveness, but you know, your best bench guy has been Dwight Howard. So this bench has been again atrocious tonight. Not good enough, and plenty of minutes. You know, Tyrese played 16 minutes. Burks played 11. Dwight's played 13. He's had a good night. Mike's got 9 and hasn't even attempted a fucking shot. Yeah,
like, he's just running around out there. He's just running around circles. That's all he's doing.
You're here to shoot like a dog on a hardwood floor. Jack one up, Mike. You're only out there. You're only getting paid to shoot, Mike. Come on.
And get rebounds. And he only has he has 1 rebound. That's his only statistic.
And a foul, just to let everybody know he's there. And Seth Curry has stunk tonight. So
yeah.
There's your issues. There's your issues for tonight. Go ahead, Pete. To the poll.
So, are we the best team in the East? We got Steph Curry dealing with COVID stuff. We have an awful bench. Ben and Joel are in and out here and there. Shake's hurt, you know. And a lot of the guys on our bench you can't even play. Like Maxey he's in Doc's doghouse, you know what I mean? And even with all that shit that's going on, I still think they're the best team in the East. It's not even a question. Giannis hasn't really shown me anything with the Bucks. Like they're not playing up to standards like everyone is saying. Jimmy and the Heat are not living up to standards. And I don't trust the Nets because they haven't even played enough games together to where I can look at them and be like, all right, they're the team to beat. They give up 120, 125 points a night. Like their offense is always going to be there. But, you know, what happens when they're not all hitting their shots at the same time or they can't play because they're hurt, like with KD or Kyrie and whatever's going on with them? They just haven't shown me enough. With all the flaws that the Sixers have right now, they're still the best team, especially with all the flaws that are going on with the starting lineup, with whatever Danny Green gives you, with the COVID stuff that's going on with Steph Curry. I'll still take that team because they've shown me from the start of the season till now that they can be a killer team. We've stacked up pretty well against some of the beast teams in the NBA. Like Cole was saying, we went toe-to-toe with the Lakers and we beat them. Like there is nothing that would make me pick another team over the Sixers right now. Even with all the things that we have to fix, most importantly, the bench, I 100% agree that Morey is not standing by. He's not sitting on his hands. He's not Matt Klentak. He's not Howie Roseman. If there is a move to be made, he's going to make it. This isn't if we make a move, we make it. If we don't make it, we don't type of bullshit. It's just not happening. Daryl Morey is not. I know I hate that line. When he said it, I wanted to bash my head against the wall. But like, we're the best team in the East, and like we're only going to improve. Whether that's a bench piece, maybe it's an upgrade at small forward. It doesn't really matter. We're going to go out and we're going to make the moves. It's going to make us a better basketball team. As of this point in time, we're the best. We are the best team in the East. It runs through Philly. Let's go.
You know what's funny too? I also saw in a Sixers group. No, I'm sorry, it wasn't. It was on Twitter earlier. People were trying. It was a whole thread of Bucks fans, and I understand they're going to support their team. I understand it, but they were still trying to say that they were the best team and the team to beat in the Eastern Conference. While also, I guess they didn't realize that their team has lost 5 straight games. Like they've lost 5 straight.
Mm-hmm.
The headline on FanDuel was, "Will the Bucks lose 6 straight games with a loss to the Oklahoma City Thunder?" They're trying to make the argument that they're the team to beat. Like, I understand the last couple of years they've been the 1 seed. I understand they've had the MVP and then I get it. But really? No, like that's not even a debate. If there's ever in some kind of fantasy world, it's Nets and Sixers. There's no one else in the conversation right now. To Tom's point, there could be
expectations change. So, like by performance. So, like the Tory, like no, they weren't the team to beat coming into it, but expectations change.
Yeah,
every year's a different year. So, that makes
it 60 to start
to that point, right? You know what I mean? And the Bucks are rolling tonight, obviously, like they should.
Yeah, of course.
That 5-gamer's over, but they'll be 17-13. They're not bad. Like I credit. I don't. They're damn good. They're gonna be tough. They're a tough out too. There's a lot of tough outs. A lot of tough outs, but I want to have confidence in my team for once.
Exactly. No, exactly.
Sixers up 1, going into a timeout.
Looks like also talking to your about the bench too, Tom. Looks like the Isaiah Joe honeymoon tour is over. All that magic where he was kind of automatic. He's boy, that's it's not good.
Part of being a rookie.
Yeah. Same with Maxey.
Hard to rely on these guys. Joe's got 39, so he's a minute away from 40. 28 minutes too, guys, by the way.
I have a Maxey hot take.
This guy is unbelievable. I mean, he's been doing this since the day he stepped on the court and was on minute restrictions. Like where he'd be like, "Oh, Joe can play 18 tonight, give you 20." Like what? Like
play him another 5 minutes. Play him another 5 minutes. Let him get to 30.
He started playing 25. He was averaging like 28 a game. Yeah. And this is what it is now. I mean, this is unbelievable. I mean, 39 in 28 minutes. I mean, is beyond efficient. It's ridiculous. And Tobias obviously being that second fiddle, which was really needed because early on nobody else was giving it to you. But now it's like it'd be nice if Seth can get himself into double figures here somehow. Then I think they win this basketball game. Or Joe's gonna have to go for 50. So I mean, one of the two, or Tobias has to end with 30. Like one of these 3 guys, and it preferably be Seth, just needs to get in the double digits. Danny's there. If Danny gives me 10, I feel good. Like anytime Danny gives me 10, I feel delicious. 3 for 7 from 3, we'll take it. It's a good, efficient night.
To your point, the trend would say that Tobias is going to finish strong because we've been on, especially when we've been on the air, he started slow and then he's come alive and had his best quarter in the 4th, which we could talk about, how good Tobias has been playing. I think we all agree Tobias. It doesn't look like right now he's going to be an all-star, which I think is ridiculous. I can go on an entire rant about how bad the fan voting is and how it really shouldn't even be a thing. But that's a story for another day. But we know how good Tobias Harris has been playing. We know that and not just saying as a Sixers fan, people who've been watching him game in and game out, he should absolutely be an all-star or at least closer than he's being considered right now. The biggest thing I could say that he's improved on since the last 2 years, aside from him just being more comfortable, is the ability to finish strong in 4th quarters, because we saw how many times, and I'm not even just talking about in the regular season, but in the playoffs, he would start off well or just be okay and then disappear in the 4th or just go cold in the 4th. So to your point, Tom, thankfully, especially with a very limited bench and not having Ben Simmons here and Seth kind of, struggling as of late, it doesn't just have to be Joel. It's probably going to be Joel just because he's the best player in basketball, not only just the best player on the court, but it's good having that second option and also saying, well, if Seth can get in double figures, that should also be comfortable as well. Because we've seen so many times in the past, it's kind of like, okay, if Joel's not going off, we don't have a shot.
Eddie's right. What up, Eddie? Eddie Brown's right. Role players got to step up, but don't I was just going to say this before he commented in. I know people are going to complain oh, too much Joel Embiid, blah, 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 blah. No, because he's my most efficient guy. I want him jacking as many shots as possible. So I have no issue us relying on him as much as we rely on him. But Eddie's other point, yes, some of these other guys need to step up, and some of them haven't, and we've still been able to get out of games with wins, which is pretty remarkable.
Good ball movement there.
You guys are ahead of me. You guys are ahead, so pump your brakes.
I'll silence.
Joel going to the line again as we're talking about him. You know what I mean, guys? Unbelievable.
40 imminent. 40 is imminent.
When I say in a minute, I think we've been back a minute.
There you go. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, guys, more than a point a minute. That's what's absurd.
Yep.
Never seen anything like it. Never
also,
seen
to your point, we posted this on A2D about 30 minutes ago. Joel Embiid this season. For anyone who's saying, Tyson Wilson over on YouTube, oh, Joel isn't winning MVP. Okay. Well, the numbers and history says, well, he should, because Joel Embiid this season entering this game is averaging 29.7 points per game and 10.8 rebounds per game. The last three NBA players to average 29-plus points per game and 10-plus rebounds per game for a season was Giannis. He won the MVP that year. Russell Westbrook.
Most this season, most in the NBA, 11th game of 40-plus, and I forget what the other – I missed
the rest of it, I think, was 4 to Embiid's 3.
40 points. Oh, come on. I rewind. I hate when I rewind. I want to get this set up before.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I lost it. See it again. We want to play now? This is unbelievable. 40. Come on, what is it? 40 and 10 rebounds?
Yeah.
All right. So the most in the NBA. That's to me, that's what I call MVP numbers. Go ahead on the other numbers as well.
The last three NBA players to average 29 plus points per game and 10 plus rebounds per game was Giannis. He won the MVP that year. Westbrook, he won the MVP that year. And Shaq, he also won the MVP that year. So putting up MVP numbers. And we also talk about the importance and value, if you want to really talk about, that's
wow.
Pretty good.
I mean, I don't even need to say anything.
Wow.
Joel Embiid, good at basketball. Joel Embiid, good at basketball.
So good, man. You can't stop him. No matter how you try to, you can't stop him. That's what makes it even better. How about my boy Lavine, Uncle Volume Shooter tonight?
Listen.
I hope enough people watched.
He's tanking. You know what he's doing? He's a smart guy.
Right now, bad team.
He's tanking his value so he can get traded here, and we don't have to give up a lot. See, he knows he wants to come and play for a winner.
And the only guy on there
he's never done that before.
Exactly. He wants to try it out. He wants to try it out.
The only guy on
I still laugh at when he was drafted and he had the whole anger face on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
I've never seen that before, and I was with my buddy, and I was just like, "Is this live, right?" And he's losing his shit. And I'm like,
"Yeah, it's like don't act like you have a chip on your shoulder. You're just drafted."
God, only 5 points tonight. Jesus, Seth.
Who?
Seth
Curry.
Yeah, man.
What we talking about? I told you need to get in the double figures to win this game, right? He needs to. So,
yep.
There's 6.
He's trying to fight through it, man.
Can you hit 7 right here? Get your way in, and the 3 ball gets you to that 10. And then we're feeling good. You know what I mean? Everybody's feeling good. Zach Lavine, by the way, just for all the people on YouTube, because I know they love him. 5 for 18, 1 from 6 from 3, 21 points. So, good times.
I think give them 3 first-round picks for that.
I would take Thaddeus Young off their team, though, if you're
I would as well.
Yep.
4, absolutely. Now, it doesn't shoot the 3 ball, but still,
garbage in the goal.
Yeah, even tonight. Yeah, exactly. Even tonight. I mean, 8 and 8. I mean, it's just him. He's a walking like 10 and 10.
Definition of efficiency.
He'll give you 6 or 7 charges a night.
Yeah, true. I forgot all about Thad charge game. Guy
oh my god! If there's one thing I miss as a Sixer fan, it's just watching him take all those random ass charges.
Good take, Tobias. Good take. Tobias now got 20. So
right at 20.
There you go.
The funny thing is, everyone talks about trading for Zach Lavine, Ben for Zach Lavine. the Bulls have, and I mean, the Bulls right now, I think they're 9th in the East, so they're technically in the playoff hunt, but I mean, they're definitely not a lock by any means. You look at kind of their roster, they have a lot of pieces that I would like to kind of add some depth to this bench. You talk about Garrett Temple. I've wanted the Sixers to get Garrett Temple for years. It's just, as a guy off the bench, and then like you talk about Tom Thaddeus. The dick.
Would you guys knock it off?
No, I'm sorry. I couldn't not react.
That was really good.
I didn't react to that. I stayed calm.
You should not be doing that at that size. That's just not fair.
Oh, exactly. Dunked it. Woohoo. The 98-96 Sixers.
Dunk champion.
Go back to Tobias. Keep him working. Because they're going to keep doubling. Yeah, here we go. Hit it. Attaboy. Danny. Attaboy, Danny boy. That's huge right there.
Your stream's really behind. I don't know how you're really behind. You're like 10 seconds behind us.
All right. Well, freaking rewind your shit.
I'm on cable.
So am I.
What do you mean you're on cable? You can't rewind? You don't have...
No, because cable is my backup option. I have YouTube TV, so we don't have the DVR hooked to it.
Oh.
It's complicated over here, Tom.
Sounds it. No,
Rocket science.
In live to make sure I'm there. You know what I mean? Like,
I was gonna say, when you rewound, did you not rewind? Did you not go back to live?
Well, I thought you guys were talking about things like 20 minutes before me.
I was gonna say, you're still in the third quarter over there.
43-15. Oof.
It's a good take.
He's just not human. Like,
good take.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about that.
You got Wiggins.
Rob Brinkman about Blake Griffin. We talked about him on the buyout market yesterday. Very good.
No, thank you.
Get the fuck as a buyout.
Oh, I'll take it.
Buyout guy coming off your bench. Come on.
Let me ask you this.
Would he come off the bench though? Like,
absolutely
coming off the bench. Absolutely. Yep.
Because here's the thing.
Trying to win.
Yeah, and he's obviously going to be a buyout option. I would never trade for him. Nobody that has eyes would trade for him. Same thing for Kevin Love. So, I know a lot of people were saying, oh, why are you guys talking about Blake Griffin in our video that we archived the other day? It's like, It's called a buyout. We don't have to trade for him. It's talking about a buyout. And anyone who doesn't want to, I would say, number one, is he better than Mike Scott? The answer is yes.
Yeah.
Also somehow healthier than Mike Scott, and that's Blake Griffin I'm talking about.
Ironically.
And two, I believe, Blake, I'm not a fan of Blake Griffin. I think he's a crumb.
No, I hate Blake Griffin, but I'll tell you.
He's a punk.
I think he still believes he's 2011, 2012 Blake Griffin.
Oh yeah.
It's dude, stop. We walk around now like you're 50.
He hasn't dunked since 2019 or something like that.
That was his whole,
yeah.
That's his whole game. He's a dunker. How you're not dunking, bro?
Yes.
It's you tell me Lavine loses his hops, and you're like, what? Not just dunking, just your athleticism. That's your whole game. Blake's whole game was just being really athletic. You know what I mean? His elbow jumper was always really good, even going back to Oklahoma. He would hit that elbow jumper on cue. So he's got enough stretch. And he's done a good job of stretching his game too, being able to hit the three ball enough. I think he's a perfect option if it's off your bench, if it's him starting and maybe Tobias going to the three, or whatever you want to do there. I'm fine with that as well. Whatever they decide, I'll be good with.
Especially because he was with Doc before, so it's not hey, Doc,
that's not a bad idea. But
and the other thing, Pete, as to why he might, I'm not in his head.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I understand where you're coming from. It's just Blake Griffin now just doesn't really. He just doesn't move a lot for me. Maybe it's because he's a so-so 3-point shooter. Maybe it's because he's just been so down in the last few years. And I think his killed athleticism also does something for me.
Jake, you take Tom in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? I laughed.
Oh,
I didn't even notice that.
I see. I would say he.
Oh my God, I can't say S's again. Oh my God.
Listen, you're working on 50%, okay? But you're pulling a Cal Ripken, so it's fine. It's fine.
Oh,
15?
Maybe.
Okay. Well, I was trying to boost you up there. I was trying to round up. You know what I'm saying?
Less. I'd rather be less. Like, well, no, guys making up for a lot today.
True. Okay, 5%. 5%. But I honestly believe he would come off. He would come off the bench because in the buyout market, it's going to be a bidding war. We still have that veterans exception to pay him a little extra. So it's like, hey, we're going to give you a little extra, a little bit more than the minimum to come off our bench and also play for a winner and also play for Doc Rivers, who you used to play with, or he used to be your coach. Greg told me the other night it was 8.2. It could be up to 8.2.
I thought that was the trade exception.
Oh, there's a big 3.
I think no, because we still have the mid-level exception, and I think we have 2 exceptions. I think we have a trade and we have a mid-level.
Yeah, so I wasn't sure which one that was. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
We'll talk about this shit later. We got 2 left, 2 to go here. Up 2.
Yeah, time to lock in.
Get it back to the big man. Already with 45.
You think he gets 50?
I missed it.
We're gonna need him to.
Oh my God! Don't you do this? I'll fucking Homer Simpson for a month.
Exactly. You know what's coming, Tom. You know what this is setting up for.
Him hitting a game winner, yeah.
Zach Lavine buzzer beater.
Yep, I know who I am. You know what I mean? Like I'll hate on a guy, and for no right reason. You know what I mean? I just don't think he's as good as people make him out to be. I'm not trading Ben Simmons for him.
No, the chat and somewhat of me has ruined him for you. I understand.
And I like the bias more than him. So there's like things you know what I mean? I just like the bias.
I'd rather have Tobias.
Yeah, but that's not like a shot at him. Like if I get him without giving up any of them guys, sure.
That's all, Zach. That's all.
Yeah,
Zach.
they want to take like Mike Scott and whoever else. Sure, let's go. Get on the Lavine train.
Yeah. You want like 100 first, sure.
I'll just tell you, Jake, you know this. If he hits a buzzer,
I have no idea how fans are how somebody in the building shouting MVP. That's great.
Oh, it's the probably
yeah.
It's the sound. The arena added an MVP chant.
Oh,
good for them.
Somebody snuck in.
What were we saying, Ray?
If he hits a game winner, you're going to see me just slump. I'm just going to be back here like this.
Just your typical.
It's going to be like the Kermit meme. You know what I'm saying? I'm just back here. Don't mind me.
Back there, I'm just shutting my computer off.
You're sweep on draft
if
night.
Lavine hits a game winner, I think we'll all know.
Yeah, I'm doing a
Marcus. Give us the signal.
Marcus Hayes opt out here. I'm opting out like the Daily News.
Freaking Marcus Hayes.
Hayes has opted out for a while now.
He's on it. Speaking of trends, he's on a stretch of a handful. I mean, I like Marcus Hayes. I mean, I've been reading him for a while, but a couple of his headlines and articles, it's like, dude, can you?
When I see his articles, I already know I'm just gonna like after reading it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know it's not his headlines, but it's like I get past that and I'm like reading stuff. I'm like, there's no way you believe this.
I feel like he just drinks like Haterade like right before he starts typing up, and he's like, I'm like, come on, bro, like what are you doing? Like some of the things he'll write, and I'm just like, you can't like it's like you said, like there's no way on God's green earth that you actually believe that.
Was that an N1? Did they put it on the floor?
I don't know. I thought it was. I thought it was an
N1. Should have been offensive. What's up, Shaquan?
What's up, Shaquan?
Yeah, Daniel Thibault's D definitely continues to improve. Now he's moving.
Yep.
He's moving there.
Just need a little bit more offense from him. Just a bit.
Stay tough on
45.
That's moving, baby. That's moving.
Christ.
He's moving. Can't move, Richard. 46 for Embiid now. He's moving. Look, it's not stationary, guys. Not a charge. It's 101 basketball. Freaking get a feel for fucking life, please. That's a tough one, Richard Jefferson saying, shut up. All right. You're lucky you play with LeBron.
47.
I'm not even what. Is it bad that I'm not even watching?
Just text him that.
I'm not even watching the national broadcast. Is that sad?
Well,
no, I never watched the national broadcast. I always
do because it's cleaner.
I always try and find Zoom.
Oh, true. Yeah, that's a good point.
It's always cleaner on national for whatever reason. I don't know why. Better camera. You know what I'm saying? Like, they want to get a rebound? No, nobody. Rebounds are fun, just sitting around for 20 minutes. Get that shit the fuck out. Get that shit the fuck out. Get that shit the fuck out, you little bitch. You Get it out. Get it out. Go home.
I'm feeling it.
See, Tom knows the game's over now, so now he's getting rowdy again.
No Lavine game winner. I'm sorry, Rye.
I'm not saying anything. I'm staying calm.
That's a bad man over there. That's a bad man over there.
Oh my God. Is that Mike? Is that Jordan?
Woo! Step back. Whoop. Money. All net.
So good.
All net.
So
Wow.
good. So good. This is
posing for the fans that aren't there.
This is what we lost for. 49 tonight for the big fella. 49 tonight for the big fella. Best player since AI, obviously. And you know what? We'll have the conversation one day. He'll be better than AI. Maybe not numbers wise, but titles wise.
Title, exactly.
Yeah.
When this dude's
won.
when this dude's even like semi-healthy, he's just such an issue. Such an issue. They ran everybody at him tonight. I mean, they ran Wendell Carter Jr. at him, obviously. They've ran that at him. They ran all five of their players at him at once, and he still figured out a way to get it done tonight and score 49. That's through triple teams, double teams, etc. Think about that. They tried to get the ball out of his hands, and he still goes for 49. That's amazing. That's unstoppable, right? That's
I can get like
the definition of unstoppable, right? They tried to do that to Shaq. They tried to do that to Duncan. They tried to do that to a lot of Hakeem, a lot of damn good big men that we've seen over our years, right? They tried to do it too. And the great ones get through it. But this is something. This is a performance. Like we talk about Ben stepping up with no Joe. Well, look at these two stepping up without each other.
Yeah.
Right? Stepping up without each other. That's important too.
Look at that. Step away, fade away, jump shot from a 7-footer.
He's just would they grow this guy in a lab?
Like he's a lion.
Yeah, he fought lions. He was born for this, Tom. He was feeling tough. He's feeling tough. He fought lions.
Another man.
I thank Luke Mamamute every day of my life for finding him.
Look,
Get that shit out and go for 50. Get that shit out and go for 50. Let's go. Get it out and go for 50. Bye, Zach. Bye, Zach. You moron. Straight Ben Simmons, Lavine. Fucking idiots.
Ooh, he
Buy a
got that,
field.
too.
Buy a basketball. All right, go buy a Fisher Price net and hit a couple. Talk to me, Marky. I'm talking about. Listen, AI is my guy, so everybody relax. I'm talking about he has the ability to be one of the best big men that ever played a game, and AI is one of the best point guards that ever played a game. They're going to be on each other's level. I'm saying what could take him over the hump as our love affair, Marky, is a title. You understand? This guy would be able to fucking literally, he'd come in my house, say, you know, I'm gonna take whatever I want, per se, okay? And I'm gonna say, okay, that's
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Done. Let's go.
Oh, he can leave his son in the middle of Broad, like I said about Nick Foles, and that baby's taken care of for the rest of his life. So that's what I meant by it.
If I can get 10 plus years from Embiid and a title, I agree with you. He better than AI. Like, it just is what it is. Like,
you get 50 from Embiid and we get 50 from Donovan. Gotta love it. Appreciate it, Don.
Woo! Dollar a point.
Have another miss and a cover. Possible cover. Thank you, Don. Oh, feels so good. Feels so good to have this type of player. I mean, I get carried away, and I'm not saying he's like, you know, AI's the guy, but come on. I mean, what's more efficient? I mean, I love Allen Iverson. Never was efficient like this. Come on, guys. I mean, one of the most electric players I've ever watched in my entire life. That was in my prime years, right? Right when I graduated high school in 01. Right, that was my prime year. That's it. Carson was holding Embiid back.
Listen, one day without Carson, Joel gets his career high. Career high.
We really got to do this when I'm rocking the jersey.
That's actually a fantastic comment. That's a great comment.
It's a horrible comment, but it's a phenomenal comment at the same time.
How do you sleep at night, sir? How?
Philly Sports Passion. Once we get done the game and everything, we'll definitely answer that. That's a great question. Wow. All of our top 5 most beloved athletes in the city. That's a phenomenal question.
One of them's gone.
And we got to replace him now.
Is it like current or is it like all time? That's a good question.
I think he's asking current.
Current,
And it's really difficult because there's a lot of people I don't like in this city right now. There's a lot.
I could probably do a top
like.
15 list of guys I don't like in this city.
Uh-oh. Did Embiid just say Zach come play here? You know, people were going to say that. 50.
Did he say it?
50.
Yeah, so excited.
Damn you.
50 and 17, man.
50 and fucking 17.
It's disgusting.
He's filthy, man.
What an effort.
Different.
What an effort. And Tobias, a really good night, okay?
Man.
Joel was plus 22. Tobias was plus 22. Toby, 22, 9 boards, 7 assists. Well, sorry, 12 boards, 7 assists.
Mm-hmm.
And Danny was good tonight, like we talked about. And Seth
had 9.
Seth trying to get the 10, I said was important, and he got the 9. So close enough, and you'll take that. And again, your bench was nothing outside of Dwight. I mean, I'll give Maxey, 6 points, whatever. But minus 11, minus 15. Mike Scott in 9 minutes was minus 20. Berkey, Maxey minus 11, and Dwight, even though he had 8 points and 10 boards, was minus 15. So good times from your second unit again. But guess what? This team goes as Joel Embiid goes. It's the most dominant player in the NBA. I don't give a shit who you want to try to tell me he's better. They're not. They're not. The Chicago Bulls tried to do everything in their power to take him away, and he went off for 50 on him. For 50, without no Milton and no Ben. And this guy says, you know what? I got you. People want to talk about opt out. They want to put in the Daily News, opt out. The fuck out of here. All right? He just opted in and said, opt this. Just put his piece on your face. You know what I mean? He went to the Daily News to put his piece right on the top of the paper. Okay?
It's Carson if his ass.
Thank you, Lord. Appreciate you, Lord. Dear
fellow Philly fans, don't do to Joel and Ben what we did to Carson. Exactly.
Support your Philly athletes. It's a tough thing to do in Philly.
Wow. Of course they did, Cole. See what Cole said? Of course I can't stay. I know it's like the LaMelo and Zion thing, but it's like, are you kidding me? Like, you're going to post a Zach Lavine dunk, but you're not going to touch Joel? You're not going to talk about that at all?
Of course.
Nobody goes off for 50, going 17 for 26. You understand this? Mm-hmm. That fucking efficient? Like, that's how efficient he is. The efficiency is unbelievable. You can't even make it up. It's unstoppable. It's the reason you won tonight. It's the only reason you won. It's not just him going for 50. It's an efficient 50. Think about that. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's why you're winning. Yep. This team has no right beating nobody. As assembled, without Ben and Shake, they have no right beating really anybody. They'd be right where the Bulls are, 9 or 10 seed, right? Yeah. No Joe. I mean, they're in the lottery. I mean, that's where it is. Yep. I mean, that's what greatness does, though. That's what greatness is all about. Joel Embiid should be getting love all throughout the national media. Okay, this is dominant. I'm gonna continue to say it. This is a combination of Duncan, Shaq, Hakeem, and a new era. All right, this is what it is. That's what it is. Unstoppable, dominant. Shaquille O'Neal's the most dominant big man in NBA history, in my opinion, outside of Will. But I didn't see Will. Okay,
yeah, exactly. That's
what Shaq is. So that's where Joe is, and then everything else that he can bring with it. You foul him and he's going to go, you know what I mean? He's probably not going to miss, you know what I mean? Many times, 15 for 17 tonight, but he doesn't miss much from the line either. I mean, he's money from the line. So what are you going to do? How do you stop him?
The biggest thing with him is that you know it's coming. You know what I'm saying? Like the Chicago Bulls did whatever they could to try and defend him, take him out of the game, double team him, triple team him, and he still does it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no when you see Joel Embiid on the court, you know what's coming. They're going to go to him down low. He's going to go to the foul line a lot. He's going to draw some fouls. He's going to be, obviously he's a threat from three. He's been his entire career, but he really is this year. And they're like, okay, we know exactly what's coming, and they can't do anything about it.
Yep.
The only one who can stop Joel Embiid at this point is Joel Embiid. It's really
pretty much.
Great point. Yeah.
If he's healthy and he's like ready to go come playoff time. We're the scariest team in the East. I'm sorry. Like, you say what you want about the Nets, but I'm like,
they can't.
I don't trust their health. I don't trust their health, and I don't trust Harden in the playoffs.
And Pete, efficient like him is Durant.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
that
Yes.
shit. Nets are good. I mean, I'm not going to do that game. You know what I mean? They just can't D it up. I just believe when our defense and our ability to maybe even 2-3 zone him at times, and their lack of ability to be able to slow him down is why I think we're better. Like if you went back to the poll right now, I'm even more of a hard agree. Be able to win games like this when you're missing players is even more of a sign you're the team to beat. It's the NBA. Like every game is a different game. You know what I mean? So you got to bring your energy every night.
Let's see. Kavan says Joel Embiid made up for Michael Carter Williams and Nerlens Noel. They made up for all of that pain, all those years.
Yep.
Completely.
I never wanted to trade either one of them. You know what I mean? That's why I always talked about, like, stop it, guys. Let them grow. Let them grow. We're always in a rush. Oh, what'd that rush get us with Carson? What'd that rush get us with Carson, right? So I'm not rushing young guys anymore. Now Carson's at the point where it's shut up. You don't have an option. And, bad year. It would be like you come in this year, you have another bad one. Bye, girl. You know what I mean? Bye, girl. But with these two, it's about their growth. You don't want to stunt their growth, but guess what? Joel's just so mentally fucking tough that he fought Lions, Tigers, Bears, oh my, that nothing phases that dude, man. That nothing just phases him. It actually probably makes him go harder at you. Ben, a different story, obviously, but Ben's toughness is starting to show.
The fantastic Mr. Yams, phenomenal name, by the way.
Phenomenal.
I just wanted to read the comment based off, just so I could say your name a couple times. So once again, fantastic Mr. Yams. He says, so what is Morey going to do to shore up this bench a bit? Would you package a future first to get a worthwhile player? To your first part of the question, I mean, he's absolutely going to do something. Like we talked about before, got to get an improvement over Mike Scott. You got to help out the size a little bit, maybe a veteran point guard. You're going to be able to get that either via buyout or a smaller trade. That's absolutely in the cards. Would we package a future first to get a worthwhile player? I would have said yes without even thinking, but Tom, you and I, when we were talking on Wednesday, you made a good point that we're done with the pick game, right? Like if it takes us between getting like a really solid player when we're trying to win a championship or just talking about picks, we're gonna side with the solid player to get a championship, right? But to your point, we don't want to just get rid of all of our young assets as far as picks because we're not trying to have this be a 2-year stopgap. We're trying to have this be a sustaining period. And like we talk about, the biggest problem with past GMs in this city, Elton Brand, obviously he's still around, but he doesn't have the full power. Colangelo, Brett Brown for that 1 year as an interim GM. They didn't really invest in picks. They did. They made first-round picks, but those higher first-round picks and obviously the second-round picks, what do they do every year? They just sold them for cash. And I understand the success rate out of the second round isn't as high as, let's say, a top 10 pick or a top 20 pick, but still, you can always run into those players that could be key players coming off your bench, even if they're 8th, 9th, 10th men. So I wouldn't just say, just take a first-round pick to get any sort of player.
Right.
But I don't think it would hold any of us from saying, hey, this guy can absolutely help us and he could provide a spark off the bench or an extra defensive player, maybe some size. So I think it's all about the player you're getting in return as far as, that pick you're willing to give up.
And you gotta hope that you get progression from guys like Shake every year, like you have Maxey, Thibault, right? You want progression, and then you build it with younger guys, and then you can give up some of these picks once in a while if you have enough young talent around your stars, right? And it's as simple as that. You can be able to pull it off. Listen, if you're watching over on YouTube, I see 71 people. We got 21 likes over there right now. Pound that like button. Let's fucking go. Giddy up. Pound the like. Hit the subscribe. Comment in. Come on. Drive it up. Get more people in here. Get our Sixers faithful in here. The only way you do that is pound the like. Let's go.
Fam.
I look like a fucking chipmunk. All right, I got something going on, my dude. And I'm here for you guys like fucking Cal Ripken. So the least you can do for me, even if you fucking hate me, pound the like. All right?
Fam, every like, fam, is a vote for Joel Embiid as far as the MVP. Not really, but the NBA should absolutely implement that. I don't know how they're going to, but they should. So let's just pretend. TTP, I usually agree with everything TTP says, but I actually disagree with him on this. He says we don't need to do anything with the bench. Playoff rotation gets cut down from 10 to 7-ish. I do agree with that. He says it'll be Shake, who's a pimp off the bench. Dwight and T says they're our defensive specialists. Let's go to work. I understand that, TTP, and like Daryl was talking about, he had an interview on the dial the other day, and he said that same thing. Like, he's not extremely concerned about the bench because it's going to be, the rosters are going to shrink in the playoffs, but I want to make sure we're getting that number 1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know people would be like, well, Ryan, they're the number 1 seed with this bench. I understand that, but I don't want to go back on this season and say, well, damn, if he wouldn't have just stayed put, and he's not going to stay put. There's no chance. Like, does anyone in here and in the chat truly believe he's not going to make it at all?
That's just not him.
It's not Daryl.
No shot.
It's not Daryl, but I think there's a chance. Like, I mean, it might be something small, like very small, but there's a chance that he doesn't mess with too many things. Like, honestly,
I don't think there's going to be
like
anything sketchy.
if they're rolling, he might not fuck with much. If anything.
But like anything, like no buyouts, no trades. Like, I think at the very least, he's doing a buyout.
He's not just going to sit on his hands. There's no shot.
Yeah.
Like, I could see him at the very least. I could see him improving. Okay, let's get somebody who's better than Tony Bradley in here. You know what I mean? Like, at the very least,
get a stretch 4. It might not be a great name. You know what I mean? It might just be a guy. I don't know. But my point is like, I agree with TTP about the 7 because that's your 7 you're going to run with anyway. And that's fine. I would like to be able to have an 8th just in case. So that's why I think they do something small, but then again, you're rolling.
Mm-hmm. True.
It just depends. Like, you know what I mean? It just depends. Like, if they're in first place by the deadline and they're rolling and they feel good, you know what I mean? Who knows? But I agree with you that it's hard for him to sit put, though. I understand that.
Well, and again, especially like we said, I don't fully buy into like, the popular name this week is Kyle Lowry, right? And like we talked about on Wednesday, everyone's saying, "Oh, get Kyle Lowry." I understand why people would like it for numerous reasons, but I think people need to realize, number one, I know a lot of people won't be upset by this. You're gonna have to put Danny Green in the deal, which, like we talked about on Wednesday, I'm not so sure Toronto would take him back, even if they're not even like in a good position. Like, I don't know why that would be attractive to them, and it would be more, but I just don't think a move like that is necessary. Tweaking, yes. Moves to kind of tweak the bench, like you said, add some size, maybe another scorer. Kane says, Curry and Danny Green are too inconsistent as far as scoring. There's a bunch of people saying, Ferk is inconsistent and he needs to go. Daryl sees all that, but that doesn't equate to, that means Zach Lavine needs to be here today. No, it could just be there's 100 guys. It could be, there's DeLon Wright is a name out there. It's not a splashy name, but that's just a guy that, hey, he can provide some more scoring and a little bit more depth to the team. And George Hill's another one too.
Yeah, I mean, he could. And there's also the possibility, depending on where they're at, that they say, screw it. They feel good. There's 2 ways to look at it. If they continue to get good minutes out of guys, that they like, and Shea comes back and he's productive enough and giving you 15 to 17 off your bench, your bench is pretty taken care of right there, scoring wise. Now you just got to get a little bit of something from somebody else. You know what I mean? Like, now you just need a little bit. I don't love her bench, but I love her starting 5. So that's where it makes up for it a little bit. Now, if we didn't have a guy like Shake, then I'd be in panic mode. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'd be in full panic mode. But the fact that we have Shake, I'm like, okay. You know what I mean? And then if Maxey plays like 8 minutes, maybe he can give you a little 4-piece, a little quick 4. Burke's not going to play many minutes, but when he does, can he hit you a couple threes, right? Dwight just be the energy guy, all right? Matisse be the defensive guy, and can you start to, if Matisse can start to have some sort of scoring, a little bit, right? Like, just be able to hit an open shot, right? Then you feel better about him because he is such a good defender at a young age.
See, Lord, I love Jeremy Grant. I do. But do you know how much money he's making? I mean, I'm pretty, hold on.
I like Jeremy Grant.
Is it like 75 or something ridiculous?
Yeah, 78 people watching on YouTube, 43 likes. Let's go. Pound the like. Come on, get more of our Sixers faithful in here. Every like.
I mean, I'm still mad about the Jeremy Grant trade, but he ain't coming here.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, he's making 3 years, 60.
That was lower than I expected.
Yeah, so he's making 20 a year.
Like, I obviously would like some improvements, but even if we do, I don't think it's going to be anything crazy. Like, I floated around a John Collins possible trade, but that's like my big splash I would consider. What you're most likely going to get is you're probably going to get like a guy like, if this is the lowest you do, maybe an Ersan Ilyasova in the buyout market off the bench, and maybe Belichick from the Kings, who's my guy.
Bielitsa.
See,
Bielitsa.
I suck with people's names.
I agree with you. He said now's the time to capitalize on Embiid having an MVP season by adding some really good quality players. He can't keep carrying the load during the season in the playoffs. He's going to burn out. Well, does he burn out? That's the question.
Yeah, I mean, when are people expecting him to burn out?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, guy's not 30.
No back-to-backs in the playoffs.
But this is the name I love. You know what I mean? This is a name I think is perfect. You want more instant offense off your bench, guys? That's what you want?
Yeah.
I also want to cause a little bit of drama because Austin Rivers being in this town would 100% do that.
Would Doc do it? Because he already told Darryl once, hey, we're not playing that game in free agency. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My argument for that is he didn't want to do it to start because you can't, because him starting in the city and you're bringing your son and your son-in-law in, not a good look. Now, if you bring him in later on at the deadline, he's an experienced veteran point guard who knows Daryl Morey, who knows the Rivers system, who has played in big moments, former top 100 high school player. You know what I mean? Like, I think now is a different story as opposed to at the beginning of the season. And I say this, and Austin Rivers was my guy.
I like Austin.
I know.
He's going to give you what you need in that, and that's more offense off your bench. I mean, I don't know what people think you're getting. Like, you don't have to give up much, right? And it's a guy who you can score at an NBA level. I mean, we're not going star hunting. We have our stars. So
he's getting Austin Rivers. They're going to do a happy dance.
Yeah, like all these other guys that we're naming are right in the same category. He might be a better scorer than anybody we named. You know what I mean? At this point, that we know it's going to be available in some fashion.
I'm just looking at the to Pete's point from earlier. I'm just looking at guys that are sitting at home right now, and there's going to be way more. You know what I'm saying? With the buyouts, but I'm just seeing if there's a guy sitting there.
Ursan's like the only guy I can name off the top of my head because everyone every 2 minutes is like, "What about Ursan? Let's go. Let's see what's there."
Yeah. Wait, Korver's sitting at home? I'm not saying I want Korver. I just didn't know he was sitting at home right now.
Yeah, he wasn't that hot last season.
No. Well, isn't he like 40 something now? I feel like the guy's been in the league since I was like 2.
Yeah.
We need to sign Jamal Crawford.
Oh Lord.
I would have taken him a couple years ago.
Yeah, I heard last year that they're like, we're going to regret not picking up Jamal Crawford because they're like, he was great. I said, no. He said he played 4 good games where he scored like 30 plus, and then the rest of those games were like he averaged like 4.5 points a game and like 22% from 3. I'm just like, I'm good, man. He's old.
Rock says, would you guys rather have Lou Williams or Austin Rivers on this roster?
Austin Rivers. Lou's just so spotty right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good point.
I'm going
on. And I'm sure he would like to be reunited with Doc because for some odd reason over there in Clipperland, they hate everyone who is associated with Doc Rivers.
Let's see. TTP says, the only guy I'll take is Pat Bev for a second, and I don't even know if we can afford him. I'll take the quickness and defensive toughness. Other than that, I'm cool.
I think they would trade Pat Beverly for literally anything at this point.
Let me see how much he's making. Pat.
I think he's on like a 1-year deal left, or it's the last year of his deal, isn't it?
Pat Bev.
The only thing, like, I love Pat Bev, and I wanted the Sixers to sign him last offseason. I need some scoring, man. I need some extra scoring.
Yeah. He's a top-notch defender. He's just spotty as hell.
Yeah.
As a shooter.
Yep.
He's averaging 8.2 points a game. Like that's fine, but I need a double-digit score at least average, coming in here.
Yep. Rivers can probably get you between 9 and 13 off the bench.
Oh yeah, he's efficient.
Yeah, he's your 1-2 off your bench. Definitely addresses your scoring, I would assume.
Absolutely.
Most bench pieces, guys are spotty. Shake's been pretty consistent as a bench piece, so you know, we'll see what they do. Like if they you know, like TTP has to do with a lot of what he's saying. Like before I thought it was guaranteed, and the more I'm watching him just win games, the more I'm thinking that, you know, when they're all intact, they might see how it goes. You know, and you might not see anything like even like Austin Rivers level, which isn't even a high level. You know what I mean? You might see very, very small, and it's okay. You know, if you feel good enough and you feel like, okay, maybe not 7 guys, but we can go 8 deep and we feel good, right? And I think that's all they really want to get to. And I think right now they feel like they're 7 because they trust Matisse. They trust enough to start him. So, you know, because we talk about what is your identity for your second unit? You know, your first unit, you know, they can score and you know they'll play defense. So what is your identity for your second unit? Is it they come in and hit a bunch of threes, or are they great defensively, right? Or they don't have to be either one if they just score a bunch of points, right? So have something that you can hang your hat on. And right now, outside of Shake and Dwight's energy and Matisse's defense, you have a lot of like their chemistry isn't there yet. And a lot of that's them just having to play more together and seeing if that unit even works out.
True. TTP, real quick, just because you were asking. I don't believe we would go after him. He's making 13.3 this year. So that would have to be Scott, Ferk plus just to get to the money. I mean, it's a good name, but I don't know if they would go in that direction.
At this point, I'm just trusting him more. Like he's given me no reason not to trust him. So if he stands pat, I'm gonna assume he likes the team as is. Same with Doc. You know
what, Chrome? What do you mean? Still can't believe this is where we got to. We're in Sixer land.
Talking about the Eagles, probably.
Oh,
probably.
Hey, forget about them. It's Sixer land. Listen, it's Zach Lavine night. Chrome, come on now.
Zach Lavine miss bobblehead night. And what's really good right now is, you know, obviously Nets winners of 5 in a row, and you want to like not keep pace, but keep that lead there because you lost 3 in a row in that stretch. You know, so this makes these 2 wins really important for this basketball team.
Yep. Nah, Knicks 39-30. We're not trading for Joe Harris. They would never get rid of Joe Harris.
No way.
Yeah, why would they get rid of Joe Harris? I mean, he was my guy a few years ago, but I'm like, you're not getting him.
No.
It would just make no sense.
I agree, Mr. Yams.
If only there was a guy who shared the last name as our head coach.
True.
He might be out there, you know.
You really
he might be a popular name in Texas.
You're just praying Matisse can grow into it, maybe.
Maybe if Matisse could give me like just a little bit more offensively, just like the tiniest bit more, like I would feel just so much more comfortable with him, like as a starter. Like you get him to like 31% from 3, I'd be like, let's go, man.
Even off my bench, Pete, like I'll be good.
No, I like him off the bench, but like I see a lot of guys who can't stand Danny Green.
If he gave you 8 off your bench consistently, right?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine with what he gives me off my bench because his defense is unreal. He'll have like 6 or 7 deflections a game and like a steal or 2. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I get it but a lot of people they want to talk about him starting is because they just can't stand Danny Green, and I get that. But if I'm starting Matisse Thybulle, like I need a little bit more offensively. Like whatever Matisse gives me off the bench, like point wise, is fine because his defense is next level right now.
True.
So no, I wasn't trying to like counter argue. You know what I mean?
No. I was just saying, like, starting wise, no bueno.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Off the bench, he's perfect for what he is right now.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Oasis is coming. Embiid didn't like seeing Ben drop 42. Here we go. Feud in the locker room.
Here we go. They love each other.
He probably texted him. He's like, "I got 50 next night."
Yeah.
You know what I love? Because I'm wrong plenty. You know what I mean? But like, you know what I love is like when you are right and the memories come up of being like, dude, these 2 love each other. Would you guys stop? Let them grow together. And like memories come up like 2 years ago, me yelling at people like this time of the year, and I'm just
They
like,
hate each other.
Yeah, like this is glorious. Like they talk numerous times how they need each other now, and people think they like there's this hatred. If you think Ben and Joe love each other, hit that like button over on YouTube. Let's go, baby. Ride the lights up.
I love the fact that like Ben had to make a joke about it because of how ridiculous it is. He's like, "How do you feel about Joel Embiid?" Oh yeah, we moved into each with the we
moved in together.
Man. Like even Ben is sick of this bull.
It's Philly media for you.
They're the best. Oof.
Yep.
Them in Cleveland, top notch.
Eric Gordon would be great, but I don't know what you would have to give up to get a guy like Eric.
Yeah.
He's got a hefty price tag.
I like McBuckets. Jonathan. It's a good name.
I still remember people wanting us to take him over Ben. I'll never forget that.
Mr. Yams, I don't know if Josh Jackson, we want him next to Ben after what happened between
after what happened with that, yeah.
Hey, man, bygones are bygones.
Listen, I love that. I mean, I know Greg will go crazy if we get Josh Jackson. I
was a Josh Jackson guy, draft-wise.
Instead of the Mr. Chick-fil-A, right, Tom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight up to get Mr. Jackson or Mr.
Drummond is useless.
Mr. Jumper.
Did you guys see that article where they were talking about a GM discussing Andre Drummond, and he's like, he'd get you 30 and 20 and still be the most useless player on the court?
Yep. You didn't know.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
But that's 100% what he is. Like, he can get his, but he's not really doing anything to help the team or make it better. He's just getting stats.
Caden, we're not getting Buddy Hield. Ask us about back in 12 months, and I'll redo that whole thing. But no, we're not. We're not getting Buddy Hield. Sacramento's competing too. They're not gonna.
Yeah, they're not. They're not bad right now.
No.
Yeah, I don't think there's a shot in hell we get Bradley Beal either.
No.
Love to have him, but
I wouldn't go fighting anybody.
No.
Right.
Well, we would have to part with Ben.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not doing that right now.
No.
Isn't it convenient? It's so funny though. Like Ben drops 42 or whatever, and then he misses the next 2 games because of illness. You're like, oh my god.
Well,
just gave us so many people what they've been waiting for, and then it's illness.
Yeah.
I saw. I think it was your guy, Tom, that you went on the show with on the YouTube show, Eastwood. He was saying he tweeted, he's like, man, Ben really is allergic to scoring because he drops 44 and then the next 2 games he's sick.
He said that's great.
Yeah,
pretty good.
Got a little scoring illness.
Yeah.
The streets.
I like Maxey. I think he's really talented. I think he has a big future, but he's too unstable right now. When I watch Maxey play, he reminds me of Tony Roten in the sense that you blink and he's already on the other end of the court and he just throws it up like wild. Like if he can get a little bit of control with his game, he can be a killer. But right now he's too unstable in big minutes.
Yeah, he'll get better. I mean,
I have nothing but
No, I know what you're saying. You're right. I mean, he gets a little dog on a hardwood floor sometimes, a little bit ish.
Yeah.
But I like Tyrese a lot. I love the pick, but typical rookie, you're going to get inconsistencies right now. Yeah. And we know his jumper has to just get a little bit better. But he's a hard worker, and he's 19 fucking years old. So not that you're not saying that, Pete, just to the people I know. And then say in the same breath, you know what I mean? He's a puppy, and it's expected sometimes.
Yeah. You're going to hit that wall. It happens.
Cooking with have we reached the outlandish trade scenario part of the program? Jaren Jackson Jr. is a 76er. I will shave my friggin' head on the air if we got him. Okay. We are not.
In what universe?
Would they give us Jaren Jackson? Why would we come on. I would love it. Listen, where do I sign up? He's never healthy. He's healthy 5 games a year, but I'll take him.
Can I address Oasis for a sec? Brett Brown started 20-7 last year. Okay. Well,
Did they look like this? I don't think so.
Eye test. You know what I mean? Hey, do they look the same? Does Joel Embiid look the same? Does Ben Simmons look the same?
Does Tobias Harris look the same?
Does this them winning on the road look the same because they didn't win on the road at all last year?
Were they 1 in 20 or something on the road last year?
Yeah, just get these things out. You know what I mean? Get them out. Dive in and say it's different. So don't do that to yourself. You know what I mean? Always don't start thinking that way. You know what I mean? Don't do it to yourself.
I was a Brett Brown guy, but I'm sorry, this is not even the same team. We're a much better run team with Doc Rivers as our head coach. And I have no issue saying that with any problem. I don't understand how you can watch basketball this year compared to last year and be like, same thing, same team.
You know how many close games we would have lost if Brett Brown, same roster, if Brett Brown
Like
was
6.
the head coach? We would have lost the game tonight.
Yeah,
We're talking about a loss right now.
We'd lose the game last night too.
Lakers game.
Rockets. We
I was just
from
about to say
blowing
that
big lead.
Yep.
There's another
We
game.
probably would have lost by 20. We would have gone from leading by 20 like we were to losing the game by 20 under Brett Brown.
Yep.
Like I said, I appreciate his time here. He got us through some tough times. But Oasis, I don't know. I'm not saying that was like a respect Brett Brown comment, but let's not do that. That's
no.
They missed a combined 9 games. Well, how many games for COVID protocols were tied into that? Listen, I get you. We're still first in the East. Are they going to be fully healthy and ready to go come playoff time? That's what it comes down to.
Nothing should tell me they won't. You know what I mean? Nothing should tell me they won't.
No, Gav, you're right. We need Shake back, and we won 2 games in a row without him. So, we'll take it.
Gotta
We won
give
2 games in a row without Ben. So, shit. You know what I mean? And thanks, Joel Embiid for that.
Shake Elton. That's like the one good thing Elton Brand did was getting Shake Milton and then giving him that cheap as hell contract.
Oh my God, yeah, exactly. Letting him grow a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let him grow a tiny bit.
He also. I mean, people might not love it, but the Korkmaz contract is a steal. For what he is.
And for like a team like Oklahoma City, to where if you attach a pick, say like in the George Hill trade, okay, because that's like the popular name, and George Hill makes a lot of sense. You can attach a Furkan Korkmaz there because Oklahoma City's just trying to acquire picks. You're going to give up picks, and also, I'm not saying I believe in this, but the kind of narrative with Korkmaz around the league is that he's still 23 years old and he's a guy with potential. He's a cheap guy with years of control with potential, right? That's a selling point for a team that's in a rebuild. Hey, we're going to give you a pick. We're going to give you a Mike Scott who, he's an NBA player. He can give you some threes. He's going to give you some size, some toughness. And also he's going to go out and say, hey, Furkan Korkmaz, I mean, I know exactly what he is, but doesn't mean Oklahoma City knows who he is. And Colin, I know I'm not a fan of him. I'm not a fan of Furkan, but I'm just saying a team, you can attach him to some other things.
Yeah. $1.2 million contract can give you probably 9 to 11 off the bench, 38 to 40% from 3. Like you said, only 23 years old. It could be a selling point for certain teams who want to go younger. He's a nice developmental piece, and he's cheap.
Styles, Tom, my 2 buyout guys, Ariza, George Hill. I'll take both of them too. I mean,
right.
Both of them.
Where do I sign?
There he is. You guys, we were just talking about him.
Run it back.
We liked your tweet, Eastwood. We liked your tweet.
Love your tweet. He says, Mike Scott's not an NBA player. Careful, brother. I said this to Wilson the other day. You don't want to get the fucking beat start coming. They start stinging you for saying something. Guy played 9 minutes and didn't even shoot. What do you do? You're there to do one thing, Michael. Okay? All right? Jack shots. That's what you're out there to fucking do. If you're not going to be out there to jack shots, go away. I can't keep yelling. Freaking God damn it.
No, and like we've talked about,
brother.
Mike Scott and Furkan, we're not fans of them, but doesn't mean Oklahoma City, we can't fool them. It'd be like, hey, here's a first-round pick, but you also got to take these 2 guys.
Hey, man, we traded Casper Ware for a second-round pick. Anything's possible.
They took Al Horford's contract off of our hands, okay? That's the team that did that. And somebody was saying earlier, hey, let's trade for Al Horford. Don't start with me. Let's not do this.
Yo, Scoop.
Monk is an interesting name.
What's up, brother? Yo, 91 people watching. He's right. Hit that like. Let's go. What are you doing? What are you doing? You want the Sixers to win a title? Hit the goddamn like. Subscribe to the channel. Giddy up.
Every like is a Sixers playoff win.
Yep. Malik Monk. I do like Malik Monk. I like Malik Monk in college.
Yeah.
Doesn't get a lot of run anymore in Charlotte like he did.
No.
What draft was he? I forget.
Run it back. We were talking about when you were saying Ben's allergic to scoring. That's why he's been gone for the last 2 games.
Oh, scoring sickness?
Yeah.
Yep. I thought he wanted to be Magic. You know what I mean? Maybe he got up on the wrong Kardashian. Come out with a little bee sting. Little Mike Scott.
Hey, Kim's going to be available.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Who?
Kim
Kardashian. She's going to be available. She's available now.
She filed for divorce.
Surprise. Yeah, woke up sick. Woke up throwing up. Like, oh my God, I was out all night drinking.
What happened to me? What happened to me? What got into me last night? I scored 44. What the hell got into me?
Yeah, motherfucker thought he took too many sleeping pills. He was sleepwalking. He was sleepwalking for 42. He woke up like, where the hell was I at?
He had a scoring hangover.
Yeah.
Who's the random Sixer that's lost and we can't find them?
He probably ran to Kendall right after the 42.
Yeah.
Take me back.
Yo, I got to calm down.
Devin's 30.
I got to calm down.
Nice. I dropped 42.
Who was the
Players are gonna hate me. Maybe he like bent over for her. You know what I mean? Like, I'll do whatever you want to get me back. This is what players are. I gotta stop. I love that. You know what I mean? It's a player side.
Who was the girl he was dating before? Tinashe? Yeah, he probably ran
something like that.
Ran all the way back to her to his rookie season. Be like, oh my God, I got to restart this now.
We had a winning record at the Wells Fargo Center when she was there.
Who, Tinashe or
no? Kendall.
Yeah,
oh,
true.
Kendall effect.
I'll tell you this: NBA players enjoy themselves on the road,
They do.
COVID or not. You know what I mean?
They don't give a
COVID or
damn.
not. They're guys who like to enjoy themselves. Speaks about numbers speak for it.
COVID protocol isn't exactly in their vocabulary. More of a suggestion, not a protocol.
Married really just means when they're at home.
Yeah, it's like marriage is only when they're on a home game stretch. Away games, it's kind of like, no, we're just going to put that on the side.
A few married guys in the league, though.
Speaking of opt-outs, Tom, it's like when they're on the road, they opt out from the marriage.
LeBron, like the only one who's opting.
Like hall pass.
Yep. What
Very
stays
nice
on
Wilson reference.
What happens on the road stays on the road.
Except herpes.
Major League Baseball players, they run around too. I mean, 81 games.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, go check out. We did a video, Tyler. We did two of them. One on the Eagles and one on the Sixers. So go check it out on the page.
TTP, don't do this to me. Don't do this.
Are you serious?
Stop it with the lock.
It's Mike Scott.
TTP, I love you, but stop it with the hive.
He's a waste of a roster spot. I'm sorry.
He sting you, babe. Did he sting you up? Sting you.
TTP's on that hive hangover right now. He's on
how many points did Mike have tonight?
0. He had more fouls than points.
Yeah.
Cool. Me and Mike Scott had the same amount of points tonight.
Yep.
I could have fouled someone and maybe stole like one random ass rebound. Maybe
he didn't even have a triple single tonight.
No.
He didn't even have a triple single. Yeah, TTP. I mean, I'm good with the locker room stuff. I mean, this is. I mean, we'll
go get Austin Rivers, and then he'll be a great locker room guy. There we go.
Yeah, everybody can go. Everybody can go over Doc's house for dinner.
Yeah, right. Just sign me. I'll be a great locker room guy. Everyone gets high fives.
Woo. No, TTP, I got you. He says I'm not saying I wouldn't trade him, but I don't have a problem with him being on the roster.
No.
I'm not saying
better options. Like,
yeah, exactly.
It's nothing against Mike Scott. Like we all like him. Like he's an enjoyable human being. It's just
great. Cool story. If he shoots a 3, I'm fine when I'm staying here.
Mm-hmm.
Goddamn basketball.
I just don't understand how you play like 10 minutes and you don't have a single 3 when your whole game is shooting 3s.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
How are you gonna have a catchphrase where it says "I ain't no bitch" and then not shoot a single shot? Come on, man.
Semi bitches. You know what I mean?
Semi.
And
a little bit.
I saw somebody the other day in like a group said, like, dude, guy doesn't miss when he shoots and shoot around. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Like,
Nick Stauskas hit 100 shots on a court once. Like, who cares?
Ben Simmons is like the warm-up three-pointing champion. Okay, that means he translates it to the game. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is that supposed to mean? Like,
that's like the dumbest argument I've ever heard.
He's clutch. He's clutch 5 hours before the game. He's clutch. Okay, I'm sure that'll get us to a title.
NBA players look good in shoot around. Everybody looks good in shoot around.
Mm-hmm.
With the freaking with the warm-ups, with the warm-up pants.
Bobby Brown used to look good in shoot around. Come on now.
Did a human really say that, Tom? Like, did somebody actually say that? I almost want to like find that post.
Sadly.
Someone probably did.
Oh my god, yeah, Furkan.
Yeah.
He dribbles. I mean, he's like a walking stroke. He's like every time he shoots, it's like there'll be like 15 seconds left on the clock, right? And he'll shoot like it's like down the 2. You know what I mean? Like you'll feel like he's rushed. Like, why are you rushing?
When he drives with the ball, it gives me nightmares. Like, it just looks so ugly.
Run it back says, I've never seen so many basketball players with no basketball skills since the Sixers.
That's pretty good.
It's not bad.
John Lynch says, Mike Scott's going to go beat up some more Eagles fans. Well, can we get him in the same room?
Well, they deserve their asses beat.
Well, can we get him in the same room as Jeffrey Lurie and Howie?
Yeah.
And a video camera? Just be
start putting fucking hits out on motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Like, Mike, you want to stick around?
Yeah.
Got an idea for you.
We have a side project that we would like to speak to you about.
He looks like a guy you could hire
for charity, Mike. It's for charity.
Yeah.
He looks like a guy you could hire, like $100. Go handle this.
Oh, we know for a fact. We saw the video on opening day of the Eagles.
He's literally one of the coolest guys on the team. But if he's not shooting shots, I just don't care about him. Like I don't care what your locker room presence is. If you're not doing the one thing you're supposed to be getting paid to do, what use are you?
Gerald Green? What team is he on?
Is he even in the league?
Gerald Green?
Is he on the Rockets?
I was going to say, he might still be on the Rockets. Hold on. Gerald Green.
Oh, my God.
Nine-fingered Gerald Green.
I don't think he's on it. No, he's on the Houston Rockets.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Because I know they brought him back like 3 times.
Gerald Green. 33? Yeah, he's 33.
I'm good.
No, wait. No, he played 73 games in 20. No, he hasn't. Wait, he's not even on the. No, he's not on the Rockets. The last time he played was in 2019.
Yeah,
so no, formerly of the Rockets.
I'm good.
I was going to say, I'm like, wait, I should know if he's on the Rockets. We just played him the other day. I'm like, what am I doing?
Austin Rivers.
Oh, Colin, that's a phenomenal comment. Mike's got his more
tattoos
this year.
Yep.
Might have more tattoos than Point the last 2 years.
All right, we're opening it up now, Todd. You get in now and everybody can rant about the Eagles or whatever you want. Everything's on the team. My fucking face hurts. I want to yell more, but I can't. It's like it's sad couple days here.
Well, the happiness lasted an hour and 22 minutes.
Yeah,
reveling in a team that's actually respectable right now.
Good.
Wayne Ellington. Yeah, I mean, I like Ellington.
That'd be fun. That's a fun option.
I'll take Wayne.
Jinx.
But knowing our luck, when he comes here, he'll shoot like 33% from 3.
Probably.
Paul Reed, 23 points, 10 rebounds, should take Mike Scott's.
Yeah, but he did that in the G League. I mean, everybody does that in the G League.
I mean, Muriel Shayok was putting up 40 like every game.
Mm-hmm.
I still think Muriel Shayok was the mini Durant of the G League. I still hold that. I still say that's true.
Fine.
Oh, yeah. I had dudes who were swearing on him. They're like, how do we let him go? And then, like, nobody wanted him, and he's, like, playing in Europe somewhere.
Yeah.
I wouldn't crown anybody that does well in the G League.
No.
It's pretty bad. As many guys that do well in the G League, Zaire Smith didn't even play well in the G League.
Nope.
Yeah.
It's the guy we traded Michael Bridges for.
There's a reason you're in the G League. Real simple.
Would you rather, because that's basically what happened, is that he's the reason you have that is because you have Tobias now. Would you rather have Bridges or Tobias?
Tobias. Absolutely Tobias.
Yeah, Tobias.
Because I've seen guys who are like, oh, I'd rather have Bridges. And I'm like, why?
I like Bridges.
He's fine. Like, he's a nice player, but, like, I love everything that Tobias gives me.
He's not a starter for us. He wouldn't be a starter. We would. I'll tell you what. We could have used him a lot in the Toronto Raptors series a couple of years ago. He could have been key. But we have Zaire Smith, who was not even on the roster at the time. Lord Walker says we should be talking more about Tobias Harris playing, considering he is finally coming close to honoring that contract. He probably won't, but he should be an All-Star this year. Lord, from us, we don't stop talking about Tobias. Nobody in this chat and nobody, especially on this panel on any show, would say Tobias isn't an all-star. I don't think anybody on A2D still has a problem with Tobias.
I call him Uncle Consistency.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, somebody was saying, and listen, start these callers up because you only got about 25 more minutes out of me. Right? So, I'm toughing this one out for the peeps. Bigger than me. You know what I mean? It's bigger than me, but I know people love to talk. So let's go. You know, it's a big week. Sad week. Sad week in Philly sports. Anytime you trade a guy that you gave up so much to get and everything that goes into it, and you gave all the money, people try to like take it out on other fans. Like, you're a Carson lover. No, I'm not. I'm trying to explain to you the organization's a bunch of jackasses. I didn't do any of this shit. They did it. People tell me, oh, Tom, you can't get 2 firsts back. Well, if you're good at your job, you do.
You get more than you got in this trade. That's for damn sure.
They tell me, oh, well, you can't compare him to Stafford. Yes, I can. Stafford's never won a playoff game, so I absolutely can compare him to Stafford. Okay, and I compare.
He was even in the playoffs.
I can compare his age of only being 28. Okay, and then I can compare to Stafford got 2 firsts and Jared Goff back, right? And I can't get just 2 firsts back, or at least a guaranteed first. I don't even have a guaranteed first. I couldn't get their first this year. Fuck you.
It's true, Ricky.
First and a 4th.
Yep. And we didn't have to wait a year. Like, everyone's like, oh,
for Kevin Cobb.
What was that, Tom?
We got more for Kevin Cobb.
For Kevin Cobb.
What did we get?
I guarantee we got more for Kevin fucking Cobb. I'm going to go on a limb. I don't even know. But I feel like I know.
Like a second and something.
I think it was a 2nd and a 4th, I think, to the Cardinals, right? Let me see.
Yes.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
I'm 99% sure it was a 2nd and a 4th. Kevin Cobb trade. Let's see.
Sportsman, I love Jeff Mosher. I listened to everything he said. You know what I mean? I just didn't believe they were going to take the dead cat money.
Me neither.
All right. And then the night before, I came on here and said from his lawyer that he wasn't he was getting dealt. I said to the Bears. I thought he was going to the Bears, but he got dealt still. So, you know, I was able to deal with it.
You ready for this trade? This takes you back. So it was July 28th, 2011. Okay. Philadelphia Eagles have traded Kevin Cobb to the Arizona Cardinals for a 2nd-round pick in 2012, and cornerback. Anyone remember who the player was? Cornerback.
Oh, God.
Sante?
Dominique Rogers Cromartie.
DRC.
Remember how they almost included Patrick Peterson? That's the crazy part.
We still got more back.
Yep.
Dominique Rogers Cromartie.
Got more back.
Yep. Listen, I'm laughing because if I wasn't laughing, I would be crying. So.
And the Colts are going on an AFC title game.
Yeah.
Yep.
And again, everyone was saying like, "Oh, well, you didn't get more for Sam Bradford because the second could turn into a first." Okay, well, even if it turns into a first, we got to wait an additional year for that first.
Yep.
I just cared that you gave
wait a year.
First-round picks essentially for Carson Wentz, and the next year's pick would have been pick number 12, and you could have got Deshaun Watson or who knows in that draft. So,
yeah.
You know, in reality, you screwed the pooch, and the only way this team goes in the right direction is being smart enough to figure out how to get a franchise quarterback and not have to do it in the first round, okay, and not have to pay first round money, all right, and be able to pay first round money to other guys, and be able to get a franchise quarterback and not have to do it in the top 10, etc. Right? Because there's ways to do it. You can do it if you're good at your job, right? And listen. I'll eat crow if he is. I don't think Jalen Hurts is the guy for that. But again, it was 4 games, but I still don't think he's the guy for it. If he is, good. But I'll be rooting for him.
You're not 100%. I mean, and obviously we'll be talking about this going forward, but I would prefer they stick with Jalen Hurts just because I don't, you drafted him in the 2nd round and you got Wentz out of here, to then replace him with Jalen Hurts. But what this team has done to me? This team, right before the show, got me to watch 20 minutes of Trey Lance highlights.
There we go. You heard that report?
Yeah.
I was trying to avoid the report, but yes, I saw. Yes,
I heard it.
Let's go. Let's get some more North Dakota State blood in the building.
And you know what? The ultimate indictment of this entire situation, and probably of me, I like what I saw.
Yeah.
I like what I saw.
He is a very nice talent. Like,
see, my
feel
only
like he's
issue is
much
it's just
higher.
1 year. That's my issue. It's only 1 year.
Yeah.
And then he
I feel
opted
like
out. He
much
opted out
more.
this year, right? He opted out this year? That's
Well,
what I thought.
he only was able to play one game.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, he didn't opt out. His team basically opted out, and they agreed to play I think one game, and it wasn't anything special.
Yeah, to me, this just makes too much sense, and just to kind of shove it in Carson Wentz's face, I can really see Howie Roseman being like, you know what, Carson, F you. I'm going to draft your replacement from your school.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I can seeing him do that.
That's just writing on the wall to me.
I can see it now. They have Jalen Hurts. They're like, hey, this is going to be your prove it year. And they're going to say, well, Trey Lance, he's that raw talent, right, Tom? Like people always say the raw talent. And he's going to be our long-term project who we think can be Carson Wentz. And then by week 6, he's going to be playing and be like, oh, my God, neither of these guys can play. Neither of them can play.
Yep.
Like, honestly, like in the like I would like Trey Lance if he's like later in the draft. Like, honestly, gun to my head, I don't know what I feel on Hurts. There are parts of his game I really like. There's parts of his game I don't like. If Jalen Hurts wasn't here and like we just traded away Carson because it just wasn't working, and I had that 6th pick, I'd be tempted to go Zach Wilson. I really would. Like, Hurts is probably the only thing that's keeping me from pulling that trigger.
I'll say this is, we just drafted Hurts in the 2nd round. Like, you just drafted a guy with a high value pick.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to go draft a quarterback in the 1st round? Like, to me, that's like, what are you doing?
Right.
Like, and it would make sense because they don't know what they're doing. But to me,
around the organization.
What are you doing? You can't do that. You have too many other holes. You got to at least say, okay, I'll give you a year. And if you stink, you stink. And guess what? Then we'll go get one next year. Well, you can't do it like this. You can't go draft one in the 1st round. You want to draft one in the 3rd? Go ahead. You know what I mean?
Never draft an Ohio State quarterback.
You want to try draft one in the 3rd round, 4th round, whatever. But you can't go draft the 1-6 overall. That's insanity.
I'm not saying like no one can really plan their reactions on draft night, Tom, but you think if they draft Trey Lance or any quarterback at 6 or in the 1st round period, you think you're going to have a more aggressive reaction than the Hurts one?
No, I don't know, because I would want to try to succeed, but I would have a big time reaction towards the organization on what the fuck are you doing, more so than the player, right? Because I'd want to hope the player can play, just like I hope Jalen can play. I just don't think he can, right? But if there's enough weapons around offensively, maybe we can get it done. I don't know. That's why it's like this year you just trade away Carson. You have to give it to him for a year.
Newton is garbage.
Like, how do you not give it to him for 1 year? How do you not, like, and I'm not Mr. Jalen Hurts guy, but how do you not at least allow him to say he either is a guy or isn't a guy? Like, how do you not do that?
You have no choice at this point. You got to let him play, see what happens.
Give him one fair year. Like, at least 2016 Wentz, he didn't have a quarterback controversy. You know what I'm saying? Like, Bradford was out of the building. It was him and Chase freaking Daniel. So it was like, okay, you gave him that one buffer year before you lit it all, on fire.
It's not true. He had Nicky
Do the same thing with Jalen Hurts. Give him that 1 year where there's no expectations. No one's saying, hey, Jalen Hurts is going to bring you to a Super Bowl. Just figure out who the hell he is, and don't allow this fan base and this media to be like, oh, well, Trey Lance is in the building. Cam Newton's in the building. Nick Foles. Justin Fields. It's like, just let Hurts show you exactly who he is when he knows, and everyone in the city knows, and especially the locker room knows, it's him. That way, hey, it's no, oh, well, he got, that he was looking above his shoulder. No, if he stinks, then you're going to say, well, he's not good enough. And if he's good, you can be like, okay, great. We don't have to do this whole quarterback thing again. That's fantastic.
Lord's right. I would take pride in knowing A2D was not a part of that. But yes, fans were a part of the run out.
Yep.
And listen, man,
3 years.
Listen, like I said, after tonight, I'm done with it because it is what it is. He's on to another team. We have to figure out how to move on. It's tough times with this, with Laurie here and Roseman, obviously, and we bought all the reports, and now they want to put out more smoke today about Doug and Carson because this is what they do. They're trying to cover their ass. This is what they do. So you guys can go ahead and believe that they didn't talk when they're in fucking meetings together. Get a clue. Okay. Get a grip on reality. All right. And understand how big business wants to spin this for you here. Okay.
Mhm.
I want to spin that real quick for you. Oh, yeah. They didn't talk for 4 weeks. What?
10.
Okay. They didn't talk the whole year. Nobody said a word to each other. Okay. All right.
Yeah, but
Didn't
like
we
a
see
week
him
ago,
talking-
Rob Motti already denied that report. So it's
Yep.
like,
Yep.
Well, what are we talking about?
And it's no shot at Schefter or anything, but I tend to trust Motti when he says these things. Like,
Oh, the people are just reaching. They're looking for that clickbait quote or that statement that get people talking, and it's just stupid at this point because he's not here anymore. And
your
they have nothing to
Joe
talk about.
Chilio reaches.
Hello, Yusuf.
What up,
We're
my
envious of
What's up,
your
Yusuf?
situation right now.
Yeah, I agree with Sam. And you guys know my feelings about Jalen, but like, do what you didn't do for Carson.
Right.
No, draft Smith. You don't got to beat you. Draft Sertain there. Draft Smith. Draft the playmaker on at least one side of the football or the other. You know, start having an identity.
Did you see what Torrey Smith put out today?
Yep.
What did he say?
Where he was basically talking about, like, as a quarterback, if you're supposed to be like trusting the general manager, the general manager usually is going out and getting players to help you, and you know, not drafting guys in the second round.
Right.
How about this? Chris Long and Carson Wentz. I think there's a lot of people that think me and Carson are tight because I defend him, but I more just have trouble with his character assassinations created on a couple anonymous sources when you have people on record saying he's not a douchebag. What have I been yelling for months, guys?
Yep.
I've been yelling for months. So was I wrong about him getting traded? Yeah. But I've been yelling that these character assassinations I don't play that game. You're trying to smear a guy. Like, just get rid of him then. Just get rid of him then. You don't got to smear his name through the fucking mud. He's a good dude. Yeah, John, my tooth's on fucking fire, brother. I'm a fucking chipmunk. I'm hurt.
If you don't like him, it's fine. But, like, why you got to run his name for the mud? Like, can we not be better than that? Like,
just go away then. Just trade him. Like, Story wants to run his name through the fucking muck on purpose. And it's bad business because you run through the muck and then other teams wonder if there is character issues, right? Or it's one player who doesn't like the highest paid player on the team. All right? There's always people, when you talk about 53 grown men or practice squad guys that don't like somebody that's willing to say something, right? And it's how it goes. It's how it goes. All right? People get jealous. And
then there was one of these dial people. I forget his name. Not Ty Kelly. Ty Kelly was the friggin' ball player for the Phillies. It's not one of his names. His last name's Kelly. I don't know his name. Literally 2 minutes after Deshaun Jackson posted that like goodbye message to Philly, this guy is like ranting and raving on Twitter like, oh, but God forbid the franchise quarterback and the supposed good leader, he doesn't post a thank you to the team. It's like, first off, genius. Technically, he wouldn't, and the team's not going to until it becomes official in the new league year. Second of all, you just had that tweet just sitting in the draft.
Yeah, that was saved in the draft.
Literally 2 minutes after Deshaun Jackson. Like, how are you relating the two? The guy was released. Today. The other guy was traded, and the trade cannot become official. What are you talking about? It's like these guys. It's like, enough. Like, he said nothing.
And of course, Carson took the high road with everything. Like, I liked what he put out. And they're like, it's too generic and vague. I said, what do you want him to do? What do you want him to put out? Bleep Howie, bleep Lori, bleep everyone, bleep Alshon. Like, what do you want him to do? Like, come on. Like,
there was a thread on Twitter, people like outraged on his post saying, "Oh, well, this should have been a video. Why wasn't it? What? It's got to be video talks now. Like, the guy doesn't speak on press conference."
Why I didn't care about him talking, because they're like, well, why don't you just talk? Just say something. He says something. He says a classy goodbye, and every other comment is "screw you, you suck, blah blah blah, go to hell. Well, you'll drown in Indianapolis." And I'm just like, what would have changed if he said something? Like,
it wouldn't have changed anything. It wouldn't have changed a thing.
Or talk about this a lot, just because I've just been in my feelings for the last 3 days. But I'm like, what would him talking magically solve? Because if you hate him, you hate him. Like, there's no and, ifs, or buts. Like, like no matter what he says or does, you will still hate him to your core because this is who you are. Like, it just doesn't matter.
Yusuf says he believes one of these guys will be the starting quarterback for Washington next year. Dak, Fields, Trey Lance, Sam Darnold, Heineke, if that's how you pronounce his name, I'm not sure. Will be under center for Washington next year. My money is banking on Dak or Fields. I think it's Darnold, Yusuf. I think you're.
How are they? I'm not being mean or anything, but how are they getting Justin Fields? He's gone within like the top 6.
I guess it would be kind of a trade up type of a thing.
I guess, yeah.
Pretty big trade up. Oh, Jesus Christ.
What's up, bro?
What's up, Rum?
Yo, why does this guy hate me so much?
Because you say the same shit for a month with nothing different.
Oh,
No,
You're
Grab my
broke.
popcorn. I'll be right back.
Hold on, let me get my water.
what flavor?
I just try to get my point across, and
We heard it.
I can only imagine what it will be.
yeah. But my point is,
Happy, bro.
I stated this
Oh, Jesus.
after the Super Bowl.
Did what?
We chose the wrong guy.
No, we didn't. We
3
didn't
years.
go backwards.
Hold up. 3 years later, what does he have to show to prove that we didn't choose the right guy? So, you know what I'm saying? Like, what has Carson Wentz really done for the Eagles organization besides a 11-2 record that propelled us to a championship? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know. It took us to the playoffs last year.
okay.
If that means.
against in the depleted
And now
division.
we're putting asterisks on shit. Okay.
No, I'm just saying.
Oh, I'm just saying. You answered the question.
No,
I'm just saying.
Here we go. I'm just
No,
saying
you
that it
right.
wasn't.
You asked
it
something. I
wasn't-
respond.
I
You don't
give- I
like it,
give him
and then here we go.
I give him credit for carrying us to the
That's it.
playoffs, 4,000 passing yards.
Yep. Without a receiver over what?
Without a receiver over 500 receiving yards.
Mm-hmm.
I give him credit to that.
Mm-hmm.
But the people were giving him too much credit, and
Who?
I didn't. I'm just saying I didn't see where all the credit was coming from. I still needed to see. I saw areas.
Gave all the credit to Nick for something that was a team effort. So, you know, you want to talk about credit? You know, you all Folsey and kittens, you all gave it all to Nick. It was all Nick. It was nobody else played in the Super Bowl or leading up to it. So, you know,
No, I give Nick credit because he played the quarterback position well at an elite level in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? You can't deny that.
no, he didn't. He played at elite level in the playoffs. Get a grip.
What, he didn't?
Played elite in the Super Bowl, Rome. Yes.
And the NFC Championship game, and we had a dogfight in the division round. He played elite, man. Like, it is what it is. He didn't play elite in the division round, but it was a tough game. You know what I'm saying? Those are
I don't want to talk about Nick. I want to talk about Carson.
yeah. I didn't mention you guys brought him up. I'm just saying.
No, we didn't. I didn't bring.
No, I'm saying we chose the wrong guy, but I'm speaking on Carson. I didn't say Nick.
Who brought it up?
I didn't. Yeah, but I said we chose the wrong guy, but I didn't.
Oh, I know what the fuck you said. That's why you brought it up.
Yeah, I didn't mention his name though, because I.
Oh
didn't,
my goodness! Now we're asking this.
I'm
Okay.
just saying I didn't mention his name because I didn't want to go into mentioning his name. That's all I said. Like, goddamn. I'm just saying we
That's
chose the wrong guy. Carson Wentz injury. I'm speaking after 2017 injury. 5-6 injury. The number 9 propelled us to the playoffs. In 2019, he propelled us to the playoffs. Injury. Didn't even make it to the fucking second possession of the playoffs. 2020, he didn't get better. The worst quarterback in the league. You know what I'm saying? Like, so really, what has he really done for him to receive all this? Oh man, Carson, why did we let him go? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't understand it. That's all I'm saying.
Who the fuck's got? I got a booty call ring.
And for you, Tom, and everybody who wants to say, "Oh, well, I just don't," who's kind of writing Jalen off so early. It's like he was a rookie that got thrown into the fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's give him a little bit more.
I write him off, Rome.
No.
The same things about Jalen Hurts since college. So you guys can call it writing off. I just call it how I say it. I hope he's good. I said he should start next year. I said there shouldn't be a quarterback controversy. What else should I say right now? What else would you like me to say to give a guy keys? All right. I said build around him. Right. So what else can I say? What the fuck else can I say?
Yeah, but the way you're saying, "Oh, well, you're just not optimistic about him being that guy." You know what I'm saying?
I'm not.
Like,
yeah, I've watched Jalen Hurts for years.
In a small sample size.
No. I've watched Jalen Hurts for years.
No, it doesn't matter about the.
Yes, it fucking does.
It matters. It matters about what he's done in the small sample size in the NFL. That's what matters.
Does it?
It does. What do you mean?
Okay. Okay.
College,
9 fumbles in 4 games.
College is exactly. But what I'm saying is, he's shown poise.
You gotta be kidding.
What fucking poise?
I'm wrong.
What poise is he showing? Come on. He had 2 good quarters and against the Saints, and then people crown City here. It's what we fucking do, Bobby Hoying. All right, Bobby Hoying. I see you, fucking Bobby Hoying.
No.
We went 1 and fucking 3, Rome. Yeah,
I'm not.
You want me to be optimistic? What the hell do you want me to be optimistic about? What the shit owner, shit GM? What do you want me to be optimistic about? Shit roster? What should I be happy about? What am I going to get excited about?
You're mentioning all these other things. We're talking about
what other things did I mention about? I said I hope the guy can play.
You just mentioned the everything else besides Jalen Hurts.
No, I mentioned him. I hope he can play. Build around him. Let him.
Bro,
start.
why are you shouting like, "Oh"? Like,
this is what I do, Rome. Welcome in, baby.
You guys are automatically like,
no.
Rome's about to say something crazy. Like,
we love you. Don't get upset now.
I'm not upset. I'm cool. Like I said, Carson Wentz is out of here. I wanted him to be the starting quarterback in 2021. Yeah, I'm that guy, the guy that's so critical of Carson Wentz. I wanted to give him another chance to see if he was really is Carson Wentz really the Carson Wentz of 2018, 19, and 20?
Bro, the question tonight is: did we get enough back in your opinion?
No.
Fair.
I mean,
and now you're totally redeemed.
Yes.
Hold on. Hold the phone. Hold the phone.
Retract.
Yes, I can retract. I said it too quick. Relax.
Then what's
Relax. How what?
Hold on. What's I'm gonna do to you? What are you telling me to relax for when I'm not even saying nothing? All right. I'm asking you a question. And you said, yes, you don't think we got enough back. And I said, you redeemed yourself. And then you get upset. I don't understand. Go ahead.
Todd, welcome to the party.
First of all, let's stop assuming that I'm upset. I'm not upset at all.
Hey.
Let's talk football.
I'm just saying, yes, let's talk football.
Yeah. Like, for real, like, Rome, I've been listening to you for like a good 5 minutes right now. And if you're going to sit here and tell me specifically that Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback. What I saw out of
see you guys.
But what I saw,
we gotta let people talk, Rome.
But what I saw out of a 4-game sample size, I saw a guy who fucking sucked dick. I saw nothing for him to build on. I also saw a guy who got hurt in the Cowboys game, so it shows this little guy who can squat 1,000 pounds or whatever, he's not so tough. And I don't think he will be able to withstand a 16-game season. He's got a noodle fucking arm. I don't want him as my franchise quarterback. I don't want to go from Carson Wentz to Jalen Hurts. Bring me in Marcus Mariota and it's a patchwork right now. And then go get me a new franchise quarterback. But this sets the Eagle organization back so far now that I've had to really, absolve all this about Carson Wentz for 2 days and see him, say goodbye to the fans today. I appreciate it. I'm a huge Carson guy, but Carson got fucked because Jalen Hurts never should have been fucking drafted. When you give the keys to the king and you give him the keys, you don't go around 4 months later and then go draft his replacement. And then the franchise quarterback's supposed to be okay with that. He's supposed to trust the fucking Howie Roseman, who has destroyed this fucking team in 3 fucking years.
You don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh, I don't know what I'm talking about. Bro, I know plenty. Bro, I've seen enough. Flash your ass when it comes to knowledge of sports.
I've seen enough this year in a small sample size and what Jalen Hurts did to be comfortable enough to know to feel like, oh, okay, if Jalen Hurts was starting in the beginning of the season, we would have had at least more.
Are you kidding me? Did you watch? Did you see? What I see is I saw a guy regress not get better over 4 games, regress in the second half. That's where he's supposed to be good, but he regressed in the second half. He coughed the ball up, intercepted, bad ill-advised throws. I didn't see him build on anything. I saw a guy with a read option. I followed him in college football. He doesn't have a strong arm. Don't sit here and tell me this guy's going to be the franchise quarterback. There's no fucking way he's going to be the franchise quarterback. I got no faith in him. I don't want him as my franchise quarterback.
I'm not on record saying that that's our franchise quarterback. I'm on record saying that what he showed in a small sample size, him being a rookie, you have to understand. He was a rookie. He got thrown into the fire.
Carson Wentz was a rookie. Carson Wentz started out right, and I don't know. First 3 games he was 3-1 if I'm not mistaken, or first 4.
Bro, listen, you can't compare that rookie season to Jalen Hurts getting thrown into week. I don't even know in his rookie season.
It was week.
Carson Wentz started with one preseason game and 6 days or 9 games before the season started. You're like, oh, hey Carson, you're gonna start.
Yeah, Bradford got traded for the number for that one pick we got out of it.
Yep.
I understand this, but was the line depleted? Was we riddled with injuries? Was there nonsense going on with the with the higher ups?
His best wide receiver was fucking Jordan Matthews.
Yeah,
bro,
and DGD and all those other players. Are you serious with this nonsense?
Jordan,
bro. So now we're talking talent. We're not talking about the way we were structured, because I can remember back then we were starting our infrastructure, and that's what we turned 2017 into.
Rome, we shouldn't even be where we're at right now. We shouldn't even be talking about having to go get a new franchise quarterback because we have a fucking Jew asshole, and I'm Jewish.
I feel you, bro, and calm down with all that talk. But I feel you, bro.
I can't calm down because I can't calm down. I can't calm down, Rome, because I'm so passionate about this team. I bleed Eagles green, and I'm so angry at football team. I'm so mad what Howie Roseman has done to this football team.
I am too.
In the football season. No, you're not. Dude, I'm diehard, 40 years strong, bro. I'm 48 years old, bro. I've seen it all.
Hey, Ryan, you have any 5s?
I don't.
Oh, I gotta get my cards. 1 second.
Oh, okay.
Listen, I'm just as fed up with Howie Roseman as
Are we playing Go Fish?
the whole Eagles community. You know what I'm saying? So stop trying to nitpick what I'm trying to say and throw words into my mouth.
Bro, I'm just throwing shit.
I never once said
you can't.
I never once said that
What to tell you?
Jalen Hurts should be our franchise quarterback. I'm on record saying that we should have brought Carson Wentz back.
But I'm not even going to go on. I'm not going to even go on as far as a limb, Rome, and say that he should be the starter this year. They're already considering bringing other quarterbacks in. And if I know Howie, and I could sit here right now at number 6, and if Justin Fields is sitting there, I can tell you right now there's a 70% chance that he's going to draft him, because that's Howie Roseman. Because he thinks he's better than everybody else. Because, one thing I will say about Tom, we think a lot alike. We're like long-lost brothers. We really do. And he's going to sit there and wait, and they're going to go draft this kid, And then they're going to do the same shit to Jalen Hurts. And now he's going to be like, I got to get the fuck out of here because I'm not going to be the guy now because they went and drafted a new quarterback. Where this organization, the front office is gone, is a disgrace. Where we're at right now is insane. We're talking about our franchise quarterback just walked out the door because he was used as a revolving door and was treated like shit after he's never built around him, never did anything to help him at all to be successful. Gave him a bunch of stiffs and a bunch of walk-ons from the sidelines to throw to. Nobody good. Nobody drafted good. Nobody to help Carson at all. But you know what? Carson's going to see Indianapolis because he's got a hell of a coach. He's got a good line, a good run game, a defense. And you know what? He's going to be relaxed, and I bet you he's going to ball out next year. And I hope he does, only for his sake. But after having all this time.
No, there he goes. There he goes.
Oh,
what happened?
He left.
He got his ass whooped, and then he left.
Oh, no, he's back.
Sorry, man.
No, he's back. Okay.
I can't, man. And I love you guys. You're awesome. I always listen to you guys.
Appreciate it, Ted.
And look, this is killing me that Carson Wentz is not the quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles anymore, regardless of where we're at right now. I'm ready to move on, but I honestly say I can't move on. Like, I don't feel comfortable to just hand the keys over to Jalen Hurts yet. Like, if they're going to go and draft a quarterback, then I'm not going to say I'm 100% for it, but I don't feel comfortable enough with Jalen Hurts as my starting quarterback next year. And you guys can debate me on that. But I just, out of what I've seen last year, I just don't feel comfortable with him, even with Sirianni as his new head coach. And, I know he got his guy here from Florida, and everything like that. And they're going to work on this and that and that. But I don't think you can change a quarterback's arm strength.
No.
You can't.
No, you can't.
You can't add to it. He doesn't have arm strength, and that's one thing. He can run, and he can roll out. He can do all that stuff. But if he can't get the ball down the field to receivers, what good is he going to be?
Right. It looked like he hit Deshaun on that 83-yard ball or whatever. Just fine. Deshaun is an exception, and the deep route is an exception. I get it. When you're on a different hash, throwing across the field, you need arm strength. I understand all these things. But what I'm saying is, let's not blow it up like, oh, he has a Chad Pennington fucking arm at the end of his career. You know what I'm saying? But that's the way you guys are trying to paint it. He can't push the ball down the field, bro. Calm down, bro. Jalen Hurts can throw every pass in the fucking game.
No, he
damn
can't.
near.
No, he can't.
Then tell me, that's the case.
In his rookie year, we can say what can he really do? He threw it down the field. He threw it with anticipation. He threw the deep ball. He threw the outs. He threw, you know what I'm saying? He threw the timer outs.
Okay.
So what are we really talking about? Arm strength?
Well, what I saw at him when a quarterback's supposed to get better and progresses in the second half of the game, he went backwards in all 4 games. His stats were horrible for 4 halves in 4 games. Terrible.
Okay, so we're going to bash the guy for being a rookie in 4 games and not having it all together, but still showing some type of life. Because I can recall him coming in and giving us a lot more spark than what Carson Wentz was doing.
A spark.
We went 1-3. What spark?
I understand, but still 1-3. He still beat a top tier team in the league.
They
had Taysom Hill as the quarterback.
Go on the playoff run. Did I miss it?
He's not playing Taysom Hill. He's playing the fucking defense. The defense also played great in that game. So that also came as a collective.
Did anything happen?
What are you guys fucking saying? Bro? You guys are nitpicking at this, that, and the third, and you have to understand Jalen Hurts is just a fucking rookie.
We're dropping that game and against the same defense.
He wasn't. But he was a second-round rookie for a reason. He wasn't. If we didn't.
That was Brock Osweiler. I don't care.
Bro, what are you really? What are we really saying?
Well, what I'm saying is Howie went up and fucking drafted him to replace Carson. Then I expect to see more out of him then.
Okay, but Carson also could have flip the narrative and change the script. My fault. I got cotton mouth like a motherfucker, and the water's upstairs. So, but listen, Carson with better play, and don't bring up but his left tackle and the play call and this, that, and the third. Simply, truly, because we could go on all day with all the variables, because there was a whole bunch of them, and I understand them, but simply on the quarterback play.
Look, hold on.
Last thing, I'll let you speak. Hold up. If Jalen Hurts could come in and give us a spark, you know what I'm saying? And he also gave us a spark throwing the ball, but I understand with his legs. But if he could give us a spark throwing the ball, also.
But the defense is making adjustments. He didn't do shit in the second half. The defense was the defensive coordinators all made adjustments, and they figured his game out in 1.5.
Can I ask you guys a question real quick?
Hi, Tom.
Jake, do you have a 5 over there?
No, but I have a pair of queens.
Do you have a 5 and a 2?
Three.
Guys are playing.
5 and a 2.
I can find one.
All right. And
I got an 11 if you need it.
I want to give him a shot, but don't tell me spark, any other shit. 52% completion percentage.
Exactly.
All right. And 9 fumbles. All right. Turnovers. That's part of being young. Fair. I said I'm willing to give him this year to see if he can play. But for anybody to crown and tell me I got to be optimistic. All right. I watched the kid play all throughout college and now. All right. This is what I do. This is what I do. All right. We love sports. I watched him. All right. I wanted to draft him in the second round because I didn't think that he was a guy who could be a franchise guy. They said he was Taysom fucking Hill, and then they're going to give him the keys. This is what they said, Rome. Not me, not anybody else. This is the same organization that traded all these assets to get Carson Wentz. They traded, right? And then paid him $128 million. Then went and drafted his replacement in the second round. You tell me what there is to be optimistic about when it comes to this organization evaluating fucking talent. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have talent, you won't win in this league.
And I got bashed when we signed Carson Wentz in the offseason. On Twitter, everything. I was like, yo, what the fuck are we thinking signing Carson Wentz right now? And I got bashed by Eagle fucking Nation. Like I don't know what the fuck I'm thinking. What the fuck did Carson Wentz prove to put the Eagles organization in such a hole that we're standing in right now? What did he do?
What did he do? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you for real?
I say something one more time. 81. Hold on. Hold your telephone, baby. Hold your telephone. 81 touchdowns, the 21 interceptions from 2017 to 2019. So please do not tell me what he did. Do not sit here on these airways and ask me what he did or what he fucking accomplished. And that's horse shit and unfucking fair.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
What is?
He didn't do shit. He didn't do it.
I'm going to do it again. That's
he got a home field advantage about the whole fucking playoffs.
If a guy cannot prove that he can't even fucking win a playoff game, is that worthy of $120 million?
Is that his fault that he got hurt against Clowney? Is that his fault? He got speared.
That's not his fault, but
that's football.
But yes, that's football, and that's also business to hold out on paying him.
Okay, the guy hasn't been hurt in 2 years. Outside of that,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter his injuries, anything. He has to prove something first. What the fuck did he prove?
Are you kidding me? He went 11-2 the year they went to Super Bowl. Hold on, Rome. Whoa. Okay. Shut up, Rome. Let me talk. What I'm going to say now.
No. Calm. No, I'll let you talk, but take it easy with that. Let me talk. Like,
well, dude. Rome, listen. 11-2. Okay, so here we go. Carson gets hurt. Tears the ACL. We all remember it well. So if the Eagles don't win that game against the Rams, guess what? They're going on the road, okay? They're not a host in that playoff game against Atlanta. So how do we know they go on the road with Nick Foles, okay, and they win that playoff game? Okay, they played at home. Who put them in that position? Who did everything they needed here? Who really carried that Eagles team? Look, Nick Foles, I'll be forever indebted. He had an unbelievable Super Bowl game, and he got lucky playing Case Keenum in the NFC Championship. Let's be honest. And what happened in the end zone in Atlanta? I mean, at the end of the game we got really lucky, but it doesn't matter. Breaks are breaks. We won the Super Bowl. But this is 3 years later, and we're starting from ground zero. 3 years later. It was supposed to be the new norm, but we had a fucking coach who sucked, who didn't utilize the quarterback to the best of his ability, never rolled him out, never designed any plays for him, only made it look like shit out there and made him shit up the storm out there. So if Carson Wentz did switch up plays at the line of scrimmage, maybe he did it because he had no fucking faith in his head coach.
Yeah, I mean,
listen, we got caught up in our emotions paying Carson Wentz too early. You know why? Because we was like, hey, listen, this guy got hurt, but he also probably would have been the MVP and probably would have played in the – who's to say Carson Wentz would have even made it out the first game of the playoffs in 2017?
Hey, Ro.
Who's to say that? If you're going to say – if you can say – But listen, if you can say who's to say Nick Foles could have did this, that, and the third, I can say who's to say Carson Wentz would have won in the playoffs.
I don't care.
You say you can't be president. I say
I don't care about old news. I'm trying to look forward. Okay.
Exactly. Move forward because I was right on Carson Wentz 3 years ago.
All right. Listen.
All right. Yes. That's all I wanted to say.
What's Jalen Hurts numbers going to be next
because
year?
I know what the hell I'm talking about. I was right when I said why the fuck do we pay him? And guys like you.
Who? Guys like who? Guys like you.
No. Yes. Guys like Tom Arnone and all you guys up here, Andy Milonakis, want to continue to make excuses for Carson Wentz. That doesn't help him get better.
Oh my God. At least we're not talking about 40-year-old shit.
Why is there a statue outside for this guy? You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
You made him soft.
Doodle arm.
I wish Carson Wentz the best in Indianapolis.
I can't. Why are we not talking about? I asked you a question. What's Jalen Hurts' numbers going to be this year, and what's Eagles' record going to be?
To be honest, I don't even care because you guys don't even give me credit for when I was right. So I don't give a damn about that question.
Bro,
I know what the fuck I'm talking about. You guys are like, oh yeah, we should pay Carson Wentz. So now since you guys wanted to pay Carson Wentz, look what Carson Wentz has done for the Eagles organization now. No rings, no playoff wins, no nothing.
He's got a ring.
He's got a ring. What are you talking about?
Okay, you know what I mean.
No,
we don't.
Part of that
We don't.
Because I can recall
I got on the bench the whole year. He's the reason they got the ring.
I can recall people saying, "Oh, Carson's gonna get a ring himself. Carson's gonna get his own statue. Carson's gonna have more playoff wins in Eagles franchise history than Nick Foles."
No offense, but why was that?
Nick Foles is still the greater quarterback than Carson Wentz in the Eagles uniform. Like it, love it, hate it, love it.
Can I say this?
But Nick Foles is a better quarterback than Carson Wentz.
God, I don't care.
One gets to start, one gets to sit on the bench. Who cares?
Listen, I'm not going to talk backwards anymore.
I don't even care. I just wanted to come on here and talk my shit because you guys don't. I fuck with you, Tom, and I fuck with Rye, but Andy Milonakis be talking crazy. Like he said he played quarterback. He never threw a fucking pass in a day.
I'm sorry. Were you at my games? I must have missed you.
Highlight. Now I'm gonna get off script. I want to see your highlights, Andy Milonakis, because I doubt you ever played quarterback in your life. You probably don't even know how to shoot a free throw.
Okay.
Thank you. You're so nice. I love you so much.
Do you live on the East Coast? Because if you do, I was just up in New Jersey last week for work. So if you're anywhere around the Pennsylvania area, let me know. I'll come play 1-on-1 for my whole paycheck.
Yes, I'm surely going to
And I
risk
only go
COVID-19 to play with some random person.
I only
You're totally
go left
worth dying
and
over,
shoot
Rome.
jump shots.
Nah,
Didn't want to
Hey.
answer the question, huh?
it is what it is, though.
You're skating around it.
Yep. Skated right around
Oh no,
Jalen
no.
Hurts numbers and a
Like you're in
record.
the X Games. That's how much you're skating.
I'm answering now. So say.
After 20 minutes. Okay.
I'm just
'Cause
keeping it.
I was talking my shit.
I wouldn't put a lot.
Oh, it is shit. That is 100% factual.
Say it again, though. My bad. Let me be professional again.
Wow, we can hear you.
What's up, brother? What's the
Everyone needs a
question, my man?
laugh.
I don't know. I mean, I think this team's a 4-win team. So
You're being generous.
So is Jalen gonna get us 4 wins next year? Was that the question?
I think they're 3-13.
This
Honestly,
shit's breaking up. My bad.
yeah, 3-13, 4-12.
it's going to be gut wrenching to watch, and what's going to be worse is what's going to happen in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a nice playoff game.
Hope you're ready for that, Rome.
Right now, he might.
I could fully answer that.
Breaking up. That's a shame.
Can answer what?
That's bad. Them's the bricks.
It's getting fuzzy.
No, here's my question. So we know how he's so invested with Jeffrey. Now, my question is there any remote possibility at all, any way Jeffrey could fire Howie after the season if they go like
No chance in hell.
Even if they were like 2-14 or something like that?
I would bet my firstborn child that he's not gone. Like he could go 0-16 and he would be here the next year. I would bet my firstborn son.
I think if Hurts doesn't play well and whoever they pick at 6 doesn't play well, and like Rager and like some of these other guys don't play well.
But Tom, here's the problem. The guy that you're going to pick at 6, that's your guy that you're grooming to be your more or less franchise quarterback when you go up and get a guy that high.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're going to go get a franchise quarterback and say they're after Justin Fields at 6, and if he's sitting there, I think Howie's going to pull the trigger.
I wouldn't take a quarterback. Me,
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't because you just drafted one. So it's like, you know what I mean? You gotta see if he can play. Even if I don't think he can play, I gotta see if he can play. That's what Rome didn't want to hear. Like, I can think whatever I want of Jalen Hurts. You know what I mean? But
you got to see what he has.
Yeah, I'm stuck in the position here as a fan, and I'm willing to give him a shot and root for him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and if he stinks, then guess what? I know the following year, guess what's going to happen? I'm going to be back in the draft again. I'm going to be in the top 5, and then I'll go get my guy. You know what I mean? So that's the only way.
Do we have – if we were to package – I know this is like just throwing a dartboard out there, but we don't even have enough to package to get to Deshaun Watson, do we?
No.
Probably not.
No.
I doubt it.
Even if
But then we're just the Houston Texans because we have no picks. We're $80 million over the cap, and we're an old team. We're basically the Texans if that happens.
Did you see the trade that Carolina put on the table for 3 number 1s?
I think they're going to get him.
Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Do you think that's going to get it done?
Yeah,
I do.
think so. I think
do.
so. Yeah.
He would be such a stud there. It's not even funny.
I love the coach, dude. Mike Rule it's a perfect fit.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'd be a great fit for Mike Rule.
Yep. No, I think they have so many assets to give the Texans, and you look at what the Panthers did last offseason. Yeah. They went all defense, and they completely rebuilt that. And then you look at what they have, on offense. They have Mike Davis to where, like, say for example, they threw McCaffrey in the deal where, like, I love McCaffrey, but McCaffrey's been banged up the last 2 seasons. You know what I'm saying? Where there's a lot of questions there. You throw in some picks, maybe an additional player. You're heading into the season with Deshaun Watson, a really solid offensive line, a very good defense that's young and cheap, and Robbie Anderson on the outside. I mean, Robbie Anderson, he was special compared to what he was all those years with the Jets.
Yeah.
Would you be interested in taking a flyer, like looking into maybe a Sam Darnold?
No.
Anything. Anything.
The Eagles, I like Darnold. I like
too.
What would it cost?
But I would.
So you would have to package Jalen Hurts to the Jets, which I'm fine with doing. I have no problem. Because here's the whole thing. I thought when we drafted Jalen Hurts, I didn't think he was the heir apparent to Carson. I thought he was going to be the guy that Howie would use the flip. You know what I mean? Like, okay, so we went and got a guy in the second round. So he's going to use him as, but there was something telling with Jeffrey Lurie in that first press conference after they hired Sirianni. And he said, or it was before they hired Sirianni, and he said, we have two assets. And the way he said it about Carson, it just led such a door open and kind of like they're open to trading Carson just by all that.
Freudian slip.
What's that?
Freudian slip means when you're saying something you don't mean to say, but you're actually thinking it.
Yeah,
Eagle figured it out real fast.
Well,
and that didn't sit well with Carson either when he saw that.
Nope.
Well, he knew. I'll say it. I'll say this right now. He knew he was gone.
I think he was gone after this. Even if he came back another year, I think he was going to want to get out of here. Regardless.
Hot take. I think he knew he was gone the second they drafted Hurts.
Oh, I do too, because if we remember, it didn't sit well with him the day they drafted Hurts.
Would it sit well with you?
No, not after you hand me the keys.
I lead a team to the playoffs and you draft a quarterback.
Right.
And then people here and say, well, Aaron Rodgers,
Aaron Rodgers is like 50.
He's 37 years old. Carson Wentz is 27.
Yeah.
There's a big difference.
That's such an awful example people use all the time. I'm like, he had just been to an NFC championship game and he's like 37, 38 years old. It's not even the same thing.
Joe Giglio put out the Eagles.
He's literally the dumbest person on planet Earth.
They're so much better now moving forward for the next 5 years. How do you
saved that tweet. I'm holding on to that tweet for the next 5 years.
Here's the other thing. So people want to say that, you went and got Sirianni to appease Carson. I don't think that was the fact at all is what it's coming down to.
No.
I think they just like Sirianni was a young coach. And I think they kind of knew all along they were going to try to trade Carson to the Colts.
Well,
Jason Garrett Jr.
They were so afraid of, like we were talking about, the Chip Kelly thing happened again. Oh my God, power struggle.
Right.
And then when you saw Doug Peterson, it was like, oh, well, Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie saw, oh my God, he wants a seat at the table. He wants respect. This is Chip Kelly all over again, where in actuality, all Doug Peterson wanted was respect or respect in a guaranteed contract after winning a damn Super Bowl with a backup quarterback.
And look who Carson's new quarterback's coach is now, and OC Mike Groh, and I thought he can't get along with those guys. Or he can't get along with those guys.
Mike Groh, Press Taylor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, didn't Doug want Press Taylor to be his offensive coordinator?
Yes, he did.
Yes. Guys, I got a hot take. I got a hot take.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Shoot.
Within 8 months, Doug Peterson is on that team.
Oh, I think
within 8 months, Doug Peterson is on that football team.
Wouldn't
shock me.
Nope. I know it's
and
happening.
they all win together.
Listen, can I say something? I gotta say something.
Yeah.
So not only is that happening, okay, they're gonna go win a fucking Super Bowl. And Mike Groh, who Jeffrey Lurie didn't want, Frank Reich after 2016, who Jeffrey Lurie didn't want. Okay. All these guys who Jeffrey Lurie didn't want. Press Taylor, Doug Peterson, Carson Wentz, all these guys are gonna go shove it up his fucking ass because he's an idiot and he tried to get too much handsy with control over whose his coaching staff was. All right, from assistants, etc. That's why Doug Peterson called his own plays this year because the goddamn owner put him in the fucking corner, and nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to mention that. He fired his fucking offensive coordinator on him 24 hours after Doug gave him a vote of confidence. Right. This whole organization is a shit show.
Yep.
No, and TTP, he brings up Cam Newton when we roll them. Todd, I was saying earlier today, I was saying it last night. This organization, it's gotten so bad. This organization calls me to watch an hour of friggin' Trey Lance highlights. An hour of Trey Lance highlights.
Yeah, but now they're supposedly we're interested in the kid from North Dakota. I don't want.
Yeah, it's him. Yep.
He's good.
I don't go down that route. Like
I agree.
I know.
Well, and I was saying earlier, Todd, it's the ultimate FU to Carson Wentz for Howie Roseman. This is just like, to me, this is just painted perfectly to where you get Carson Wentz. Like, obviously, Carson Wentz isn't here anymore, but
I'm fine.
The next franchise quarterback from his former school, Howie's drooling at that.
Imagine, think about this. If Justin Fields is sitting there at number 6, and I think there's a chance he's going to be, could you imagine what Jalen Hurts is going to be thinking when they go up and take him at number 6?
Exactly.
Todd, if we draft Jalen Hurts at 6, I'm punching a hole in my wall.
And if I'm Jalen Hurts, I don't even want to stay here. I would be like on the phone with my freaking agent right away. Get me out of here.
I'd just be like, yeah, trade me.
Similar to
Trade me
Carson Wentz, right?
Yeah.
Somebody made a great point. It's like Carson wants out, Doug wants out, Deuce wants out, and Schwartz wanted out. So,
But somebody did make a very valid point. Don't be surprised if Carson and Jalen were both to be gone.
Yeah,
And
I wouldn't be surprised
very
either.
well could happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, the draft is not till
Can you
April.
imagine that? They get rid of Hurts and Wentz and somehow end up with like your Justin Fields or your Zach Wilsons or your Trey Lances.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Such a fun time.
All right, boys. We're going to get out of here. I can't
All
talk.
right.
Good, man.
It hurts. It hurts.
Yeah. Way to power through, man.
I was
Cal
trying.
Ripken.
I'm proud of you, baby.
That guy Rome he is really a piece of work.
Same song, different dance with him.
Love Romer, but tough sometimes. He doesn't want to listen, but tells you he's listening.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Every show we're brought to you by, every Friday show we're brought to you by BodyCheckWellness.com. You can use promo code A2D, 20% off. All right. At checkout, go check them out. Love their products. Boys, ton of fun. Fan Friday.
Thanks for having me on, fellas.
Always a pleasure.
No
Todd.
problem.
Always a pleasure.
Take it easy, guys.
Later.
Later.
Todd, always a great call in. Love Todd.
Absolutely.
Family out there, we love you. We appreciate all the comments, everything. They keep the show rolling. You guys drive it. If you're over on YouTube, hit that subscribe, hit that like button for us. Fucking show your love that way. We love doing it, and we appreciate the love back. So follow us on all platforms: Facebook, YouTube. Oh, hello. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram. We're everywhere, baby. TikTok. There isn't a place we ain't. Everywhere you get your podcast, we're there as well. Sorry, guys. I'm dealing with this tooth issue. I'm trying to fight through it. I'm better than this. Fuck.
You're doing better than Romewood.
No. I feel I'm doing better than everybody that said they want to start a podcast. I love everybody.
Ricochet shot.
Listen, tons of shows tomorrow. You got Kicking the Stateside, you got soccer. The Combat Sports Show will be starting March 6th. You also have Philly the podcast on tomorrow with Joe Castro, so enjoy that. And you have the weekly roundup with special guest Bob Maloney for our Facebook people.
Hey.
Bob Maloney will be on with Steve tomorrow, so they'll be talking some MMA and obviously some Eagles and everything. So go soak it in, fam. Subscribe, like, turn your alerts on. We love you. 10-9-8. Feels good tonight. Big win. Joel for 50. We're going to end this conversation on a great note. All right. And the Beast of the East. Clap your hands, everybody. 10-9-8. Your 76ers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Sixers. We out.